Number 5, Oklahoma has never lost to Baylor, but the Bears put a scare into the Sooner Nation the last time they came to Norman, forcing the game into overtime. Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to Kyocera College Football Saturday Kickoff alongside DeMarco Farr. I'm Mike Goldberg. All right, expect the unexpected. That has got to be the theme to this 2007 college football season. I mean, at one point, D, the number 2 team in the nation, South Florida.
Yeah, I love college football. Who didn't practice their tackling this week? Who's the upset bug going to bite this time? Who's not ready to win a national championship? It's all about it in November. You got to get it done. The Crystal Trophy's there. Do you want it or do you want to go home?
Expect the unexpected. How about this for the unexpected? In Oklahoma, where the Sooners have won 16 straight home games, and that's because they know how to grill, they know how to prepare to defend their home turf. And the men calling the game from their home turf today, Bill Land and Gary Reese.
Thanks, Mike. DeMarco, should be exciting here tonight, especially of what we've just seen there with the national scene, Gary. It's certainly anything possible. Oklahoma, as these guys mentioned, so tough at home. And that's reflected by the play of their quarterback, Sam Bradford, the redshirt freshman who's setting all kinds of records. At home, he's even more amazing.
He's really done a great job here leading this football team. Just a redshirt freshman, Bill. 25 touchdowns on the season against 4 interceptions. That's a great ratio. He's making great decisions with the football. He's a leader out there, and he's a guy that gets it done for this Sooner football team. He's been hot, and he's going to be hot tonight.
And certainly got to figure that Baylor looks around the country, sees what's going on, and say, hey, why not us? Well, if it's going to be them in the upset mode tonight, their quarterback, Blake Szymanski, is going to have his best game of the year.
Well, it's a high-octane offense that they brought in. Lee Hayes, the offensive coordinator, gives Blake Szymanski a chance to run the Texas Tech style of offense, and he's going to be the all-time leading passer after this season for the Baylor Bears. And so he just needs to put up a workmanlike effort tonight. Don't make mistakes with the football. He's got to play smart to have a chance to win this football game.
Yeah, no question that turnovers will be a key factor in this game, particularly if Baylor's going to have a chance to upset the mighty Sooners. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Look forward to the call. Moments away. Number 5, Oklahoma hosting Baylor. And the Sooners are back amongst the elite. They're doing it with a freshman at quarterback.
Yeah, Oklahoma's offense is so powerful, it's almost offensive. So this is a tough D list for me. I'm a defensive guy, so let's go to A. Oklahoma can score at will. Well, almost, not quite, but close enough. 42 points a game, 44 points a game. They're incredible. 12 plays equals touchdown. B, red zone performance. 77% of the time when they get you in the red zone, they're going to score, and it's even-handed. 17 runs, 13 passes. Pick your poison. C, dig the long ball. Oklahoma scored 20 touchdowns from outside scoring position, which means they can hit you from anywhere. 22 plays of 40-plus yards or more. D, no sacks allowed. Let me tell you, the only person that has better protection than Sam Bradford is the president. I can look good behind this offensive line. You run the ball like Oklahoma, you're going to keep your quarterback upright.
Well, he has been upright. He has been outstanding. He has been dynamic. And Oklahoma, as we said, is right in the middle of the national championship picture. All right, you ready?
Campus Corner in Norman, Oklahoma, the place to be before an OU football game. The Sooners looking to keep their BCS hopes alive, while the Bears just looking to play spoiler. It is OU and Baylor, and it's coming up next on FSN.
It's November in Norman, and the 5th-ranked Sooners are happy at home in Oklahoma.
Touchdown, Sooners!
With the BCS standings and the upcoming log jam in the Big 12 Conference, every game, every play, and every score has become critical.
Oklahoma turning up the heat.
Today, the Baylor Bears get to become spoilers. An upset win over Oklahoma would drive Baylor fans wacko back home in Waco.
They are charged up from the Baylor sideline.
Baylor travels to Oklahoma to take on the 5th-ranked Sooners. Hitch up the schooner, fellas. We're in for a bumpy ride. Big 12 action is next on FSN.
Norman, Oklahoma, the tailgating is going big time as the Boomer Sooners get ready to take on Baylor. Welcome to College Football Saturday and the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. Tonight it's the Baylor Bears and the 5th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Welcome, everyone. Bill Land, Gary Reasons, glad to have you with us. And I know what you're thinking on this matchup. Baylor hadn't won a league game. OU rolling, big favorite. No chance Bears. After what's happened today, Gary, I'd say not so fast.
Well, not so fast. Number 1 fell today. Well, could number 5 or 4 here fall? Tell you, Oklahoma's going to have play a pretty good football game. Baylor came in here 2 years ago. Bill took them to double overtime. Can it happen again for Guy Morris's team? We'll see.
The reason this packed house is excited about Oklahoma's chances, though, starts with their quarterback, redshirt freshman Sam Bradford, having a terrific year. Make that an unbelievable year. This guy has surpassed all expectations in his first season.
Sam Bradford's been a great leader for this football team. His touchdown ratio, 25 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, is tremendous. I tell you, he's having a freshman All-American year and possibly even a Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. Sam Bradford's been that good.
Now for Baylor, if they're going to pull off the big upset here today, it certainly needs a big night from their quarterback, Blake Szymanski. A little up and down, but very capable, Gary.
He's a capable guy. He's had a couple of games, Bill, this year where he's gone for over 400 yards passing in a football game. He'll need that kind of effort tonight against a very fast Sooner defense. He needs to play error-free, though. He cannot have turnovers. He needs to be a smart quarterback for the Bears.
All right, you know us. We love all that offense, but what about the defense? That's what the coaches will tell you. That's what's important. We'll send it down to Emily Jones with more on the D.
Well, there are a couple of guys lurking in the defensive backfield, looking to make things a little uncomfortable for those quarterbacks today. For Baylor, it is the free safety, Jordan Lake. He's racked up 102 tackles so far this season. That's good enough for the 3rd spot in the Big 12, and his counterpart in the OU secondary, Nick Harris, putting up some pretty impressive numbers of his own. 54 tackles, 7.5 for loss, and a couple of picks to go along with all those stops. One thing that will not be a factor tonight, the weather. It is a picture-perfect night for football at Oklahoma. We've got the kickoff between OU and Baylor when we come back.
Welcome back, Dr. Pepper and College Football Saturday as Baylor and Oklahoma at the Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. The Baylor Bears at 3-7, 0-6 in conference play, and Oklahoma coming in the number 5 BCS team. Guy Morris, the head coach of Baylor, fighting for his job as well in this tough season for Guy Morris as the Bears come in here a big underdog to Oklahoma, coming off a loss to Texas Tech. And on the other side, of course, Bob Stoops and the Sooners riding high after a loss to Colorado that very easily could have been a W. They're just trying to take care of business now, and particularly after Ohio State fell today. If there's any problem motivating this team, you know those players know that score, Gary.
I think they do know it. They're smart guys. They're scoreboard watching a little bit too, but that happened just as they're coming on the field tonight. I'm not sure if they all know about the Ohio State ball game. They'll probably learn about it sometime tonight.
All right, so the Sooners will kick it off here as Garrett Hartley tees it up. Baylor won the toss and elected to receive. Geddes is deep. And it's to Geddes. He fumbles in the end zone, but he'll down it right there. So Baylor will have it 1st and 10 on its own 20-yard line. The Bears coming off a 38-7 loss to Texas Tech, and Liberty Mutual provides our starting lineup here for the Baylor Bears. Blake Szymanski, the quarterback, with 18 TDs, 14 interceptions. Up front, the veteran Jason Smith anchors their line. You take a look at Akers, their leading receiver, and Brandon Whitaker is their leading rusher.
Now, Szymanski, Bill, he's been hot and cold this year. He's had a couple of ball games, thrown the ball real well. He needs to be efficient with the football tonight here. Not necessarily making big plays with his arm, but being smart with the football.
1st and 10 at the 20, and Whitaker with the carry, and he is smothered after a yard or two. Lewis Baker makes the tackle from his linebacker spot for the University of Oklahoma. And again, Liberty Mutual with the starting lineups, the Sooners with Davis, Granger, McCoy, Dotson, Baker. Lofton is certainly a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year candidate. DJ Wolf has been playing lights out recently. And Reggie Smith is a guy who is the preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and he's had a very solid season.
Yeah, and they're missing Austin English on the defensive end spot there for the Sooners, so a big loss not playing tonight.
2nd and 8 from the 22 on the opening series for the Baylor Bears. Szymanski to throw it. He drills it. It is complete for a pickup of 3 to the 25, where Lofton makes the tackle on Justin Akers, the sophomore from Deer Park, Texas, his team leading 41st reception of the season.
Well, that's his offense that they like to run here, Bill. This is a new style of offense. 2nd year here for Baylor running this with Blake Szymanski. It's the Texas Tech style of offense, and Lee Hayes, the offensive coordinator, came in there last year and installed this offense, and it's a work in progress. They're doing the similar things that what Texas Tech does with the offensive system, but they're not getting quite the production that the Red Raiders are. We'll talk about that as the night goes along.
Run a little more read option, trying to keep their defense off the field, as they certainly have been hit hard this year. And they've had all kinds of injuries with the Bears that have really hurt this program. Out on the left wing, and it is complete, but not near enough for the first down as Baker and Smith combine to come in. Granger also in there, Lofton unpiling, as it'll be a 3 and out.
Well, just like a safe pass play, he's going to stand up at the top of the screen. He's not going anywhere, folks, and it's just a chance for Zamansky to find an open receiver. Watch the speed of the Sooner defense. There's 3 red shirts there, and plenty of guys to make the tackle. And that's what the Baylor Bears are going to have to try to neutralize tonight, the speed of the OU defense, and it's going to be a chess match to figure out how to do that.
Jacoby Jones, the receiver on that play, and it sets up a 4th and 4 to 26. And the punter, Derek Epperson, boots it off to Smith, and it is taken the 25-30. Smith hesitates and then turns it forward. Excellent field position to be at the 42-yard line, and Antonio Johnson makes the tackle there. Now let's take a look at Liberty Mutual and the offensive lineup here for the Oklahoma Sooners. Sam Bradford at home this year. How about this? 18 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Alan Patrick is their leading rusher, but they've got a threesome to get it done there. Kelly is certainly an NFL standout in the waiting. Iglesias has helped open the game up for him by having a banner year receiver as well. And right up the middle on a 1st and 10 for Bradford as he gives it off to Alan Patrick. And it'll be a 2nd and 7 after a pickup of 3. And now let's take a look at the Baylor defense here. Jason Lamb, who leads them in sacks with 5, an anchor on the line. Pavelic has certainly become a veteran, even though he's a sophomore at linebacker. And Jake Lamar with 53 tackles and an interception in the secondary. 2nd and 7 at the 45 for Oklahoma. Bradford, plenty of time, incomplete.
Now, whatever's a little miscommunication there, that ball might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Didn't see anything happen there in front of Bradford, but not anywhere close to a receiver that time for Sam. So brings up a 3rd and 7 here. This is what Baylor needs to do. They need to find a way to win these situations, win on 3rd down against Oklahoma, which isn't an easy task for the defense, and they've got to change things up defensively. They've got a new defensive coordinator this year and a different system that they're running, so just trying to find a way to slow down this powerful. A lot of weapons here for Oklahoma.
Larry Hofer calling the shots on the defensive side for the Baylor Bears, and Baylor has been allowing over 34 points a game. Oklahoma is 3rd in the country in offense, scoring 44 a game. And a timeout is called by Oklahoma. We'll take a brief break. FSN's College Football Saturday right back in a moment. The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Football Game of the Week on FSN is presented by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. And brought to you in part by Jack in the Box. We don't make it until you order it. By the all-new Ranger RZR. See it up close at your local Polaris Ranger dealer. And by Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. Welcome back to Norman. The Sooners' first possession. They're faced with a 3rd and 7 at the 45. OU's converted on 52% of 3rd down possessions. Chris Brown comes into the backfield now alongside Bradford. Kelly wide to the near side.
I see Baylor at the line of scrimmage drill. 3 down lineman package here and 3 linebackers in the ball game.
Bradford all day. Kelly, what a snatch at the 46-yard line and a 1st down. That ball behind Malcolm Kelly. Bob Stoops said many times, best hands he's ever seen on a receiver. Bringing it again.
I tell you, he's got great set of hands on him, and Malcolm Kelly makes one heck of a football catch here. Right in the middle of the field, he's going to come across, and Sam Bradford gets in on his back right here. Take a look here as he reaches back for the football one hand, and it's a good block out front there. Bingo. And pretty good 1st down here for the Sooners to pick that up there, but that was a hell of a catch by Malcolm Kelly.
Kelly coming in with 34 grabs for 613 yards, 8 TDs. Patrick returns to the lineup now as the running back, and Bradford on a 1st and 10. Kelly. And intended receiver here and covering Whiteman. Alton Whiteman, a senior from Lindale, Texas, with 34 tackles and 1 pick coming in. Oklahoma coming in here 8-1, and our principal financial group scouting report on the Sooners.
Yeah, they can't give the ball away. They've got to just be efficient with it. I think Sam Bradford knows to do that. Just kind of pound them at the offensive line and just take care of the game defensively. They just got to tackle in space against that spread defense, spread offense that Baylor has, and just kind of play their brand of football.
2nd and 10, DeMarco Murray in the game. They throw to him, and it's complete. Murray slips a tackle and finally wrestled down at the 40-yard line. DeMarco Murray, a redshirt freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He has scored 10 touchdowns on the ground this year and averages 6.1 a carry, so they get their 3 backs in the game early.
Yeah, just kind of throw it out there to DeMarco Murray, get him out in space and let him make something happen with his speed. He's got the ability, Bill, to make people miss and make a big play anytime, and throwing the ball to him on a quick little pass to the outside is not a bad way to get him the football.
Jordan Lake, the tackler for Baylor in the secondary. And a 3rd down and 4. It's Patrick back in. And he is stopped for a loss on the play as Baylor answers here, and Oklahoma faced with a punting situation. Pavelic in on the stop. There's a look at Joe, the sophomore out of Spring Branch, Texas, Smithson Valley High School.
Joe Pavelic stepped up almost as a nose tackle that time, right on the guard on Duke Robinson. Watch on the right side here. He goes up here and goes right around him, and good job of making penetration into backfield for the Sooners in a negative play there. And man, the freshman All-American last year, doing a good job for this defense and the 2nd leading tackler on the team.
And Dahl boots it off for Oklahoma and tries to deaden it. It goes into the end zone, and it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 20 on the touchback for Baylor, as both teams have had 1 possession. We'll be right back here in Norman. No score, early going here in Norman. Welcome back. Dr. Pepper's college football Big 12 game of the week, and our Valero leaders. How about this? With best home record since '99, Oklahoma fans would say, well, doesn't it figure that Boise State, who beat the Sooners in the Fiesta Bowl, would have the only team with a better record at 56-1? But that's why the Sooners have been so dominant under Bob Stoops. They just do not lose here at Memorial Stadium. 1st down, and the carry taken by Finley, and he's out near the 30. We'll see where they'll spot it. Maybe another 1st down. DJ Wolf and Marcus Walker, the tacklers.
Yeah, nice first series by Baylor defensively, Bill, stopping the Sooners, not allowing them to move the ball down the field, getting the ball back now to their offense, and the offense converting on a 1st down run play for a 1st down. So very good job by Baylor, kind of controlling the tempo early in this ball game.
And a 1st and 10 at the 30. John Morris taking the game in chunks. Got to be pleased so far. Szymanski, little pressure, passes behind Finley. Finley has had 17 receptions on the year, and he has scored 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 in the air. Here's more on our principal financial group scouting report for the Bears.
Well, they've got to win the turnover battle. What I mean by that is they can't give the ball away. Any opportunities that they have, they've got to put points on the board if they do get a turnover. They've got to run it. They had a good 1st down run there, and basically on defense, just be a fundamentalist defense. Keep everything in front of you from OU. Don't allow the big play.
Whitaker wide right. 2 receivers left. 3 to the right side for Szymanski. He throws complete at the 35-yard line as Geddes takes it across the 40, and he'll move the chains again. Nick Harris and Walker, the tacklers.
Now, this offensive system, Bill, is much like what Texas Tech runs, and they're going to spread the ball out. They'll spread people out. And Szymanski, he's an efficient quarterback. When he gets his reads and throws the ball, he's got a pretty good delivery there. And you take a look at this offense this year, Bill, over 277 yards passing so far this year. And you model it like Texas Tech, well, they're not getting those numbers. They're over 480 yards in passing, but Blake Szymanski, he can get hot. He can give his team a chance.
Whitaker comes in as the back this time behind Blake Szymanski, the sophomore from Wichita Falls, Texas, out of Ryder High School there. And there he goes. Whitaker, 55-40. Whitaker trying to turn it on. And brought down inside the 10-yard line, Brandon Whitaker. Lindy Holmes chases him down.
Excellent run that time by Brandon Whitaker, young man who kind of the homecoming here for him. Played up the road at Edmond Santa Fe High School here just north of Oklahoma City, and coming home here to play against his Sooner football team that he watched growing up. And what a great run around the outside, and just shows he's got great speed in the open field. And Lindy Holmes trying to get that ball stripped out as he tries to make that tackle, but Great job here by Baylor converting field position.
What a homecoming for Whitaker. 57 yards, and Whitaker sets Baylor up. First and goal to go from the 3-yard line. Now this huge sellout crowd will start roaring. Szymanski in the air, and it is incomplete. Ruled out of bounds. Reggie Smith defending, saying he was in. Now they're discussing it.
Now, he came down with the football, a little contact there with the receiver, and they're trying to determine whether or not it's in bounds. I'm sure this is going to be looked at by the replay officials upstairs. Take a look at here as Szymanski's trying to throw the ball to a spot at the corner of the end zone, and see Reggie Smith come up with it. Does he have control and down in bounds? Wow, he's got a foot in bounds, but don't know if he's got control of the football. That's a judgment call. Does he have control? His right foot is down. Is he controlling the football?
Yes, they have ruled it as an interception as Reggie Smith comes up with the pick, his third of the season.
A couple of big Edmond Santa Fe High School guys together here. Reggie Smith, also from that school, actually a teammate of Brandon Whitaker a few years back, and making a big play for the Sooners and negating Baylor here on an opportunity.
Yeah, Smith at Santa Fe, wide out, running back DB, and says, hey, wait a minute, my homeboy's showing me up. I'll show you how we play it here. Don't come into our house and try that stuff. Whitaker set him up for a first and goal, and now they are checking for a review.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether he has control of the football, Bill. If they rule that he has control, he definitely has a foot in bounds, but does he have firm control of the football as he does make that football move and get the foot in?
Yeah, Guy Morris, what did he tell us? We've just got to finish the deal, guys.
Yeah.
And this whole little series right here is kind of Baylor in a microcosm of their season where something good happens to them. They're knocking on the door. They don't score, and here they turn it over.
Well, turnover's been a problem for them this year, and Bill, in the 6 Big 12 games that they've had this year, they've given up 24 turnovers. That's 4 turnovers a ball game in Big 12 play. You just can't win football games that way against the level of talent that you have in the Big 12. And coming here on the road against a team that is, one of the top teams in the country, you just have to play almost nearly flawless football.
Yeah, and on the year, Baylor is a -15. Oklahoma, maybe not at their standards that they're expecting, but they're still a +6. They've gained 21 and lost 15 on the year, and that's an area that Bob Stoops says we've got to get better. And he was happy with the A&M game, their most recent contest of victory, because they didn't turn it over, and that had been a problem for them. And the play stands as an interception. So Oklahoma's now forced at least 1 turnover in 104 of 105 games that Bob Stoops has coached. And it's something that's forgotten sometimes, that Oklahoma in special teams and in turnovers has been outstanding over the years.
Well, Bob Stoops, basically a defensive-minded football coach and a special teams-minded coach, trying to instill those things in his football team, and those are at the heart of his principles as a football coach.
Sooners get it on the TO, 1st and 10 at the 20. Patrick stopped after a yard or so. The Baylor defense answering the call here in the early going. Trey Bryant, nose tackle, sophomore out of Richardson, Texas, makes the stop this time. We got 8:33 to go in the first quarter. No score between these two. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Your entire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O. And it's 2nd and 9 at the 21 for the Sooners. Jermaine Gresham, who had 4 touchdowns last week, is in the lineup here in the tight end slot. But they run the football as Oklahoma with Patrick and stopped by Bryant. It's time for Dr. Pepper Game Break, and we're going to check in with Mike Goldberg.
Bill, thank you very much. Let's go to Austin, Texas. The number 14 Longhorns hosting Texas Tech. Jamal Charles has run for about 170 yards. So Colt McCoy says, I'll keep the ball this time. Breaks a couple of tackles, heads into the end zone. Texas leading 45-35. Young Colt McCoy has had a good day. 222 yards and 2 TDs.
Another high-scoring affair in the Big 12, this time in Austin. Here is Bradford rolling on a 3rd and 2, and it's knocked away, intended for Kelly. And Josh Bell, a senior out of Dallas, was there.
Good job by Josh Bell coming up and making a play on the football. Looked like Sam Bradford had an open receiver out there and just could not get the ball there on timing, trying to get to Malcolm Kelly, I believe, Bill, on the outside. And watch the break here by the young man coming down, using his right hand going in front of Kelly to knock that ball away. And 2 times now Baylor has forced OU to punt here early in this ball game.
B.J. McElroy is deep for Baylor on the punt return this time, as Oklahoma gets ready to kick it away. And Mike Nall. Fumble the football, and it goes out of bounds. Did Oklahoma pounce on it? No, Baylor will get it back. Oh. As trying to take that on the run, almost turned into another turnover. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Still zip, zip. 7:18 to go first quarter here in Norman. Now let's check out which student athlete is getting it done on the Suzuki Honor Roll. There's a couple of them here. As Joe Pavelic for the Baylor Bears, their outstanding linebacker. Sam Bradford, a 4.0. And both of them play smart on the field. Tough for Gary and I to relate. Emily Jones is our honor student on this team.
You bet, you bet. There's Austin English on the sidelines talking about not having his productivity on the field. Got a stress fracture in his leg, so they're choosing not to put him in the lineup tonight, trying to get him healthy. And Paul Davis gets the nod to play here, and he's moved up. And they had 9.5 sacks for Austin English. I think he'd like to get back on the field and have some more opportunities. He's one of those Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year candidates for this football team. They'd like to get him back out there.
Yeah, they think he'll be back soon, just trying to be a little conservative. Jacoby Jones in the backfield, as Szymanski on 2nd and 9 finds Jones. Jones got a block and across the 40 near the 43-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be 3rd and short coming up. Marcus Walker, the tackler for Oklahoma.
Yeah, just watch the patience here by Szymanski. He knows he's going to have a receiver coming across the field, and he waits for him to clear underneath there. Good job by blockers out front to allow him to make that happen. Jordan Smith getting a good block. Austin English, I think he's one of these guys, Bill, that if he's on the field and making plays and doing things, he's going to have a chance to really be a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. You look at Lofton, what he's done defensively, those two on this football team have really shined so far for the Sooners.
After a gain of 7, it's 3rd and 2 following that run. And out on the flat to the 45, and did he get the first down? I believe so, as Whitaker tackled by Allen Davis.
Now a little shake outside when he gets the football. You see him stand at the top of the screen. That's just an outlet pass there, and if the defense is back, you got a defender out there. That's Davis on the outside, defensive end, just trying to play that flat coverage out there and slide him out there in front of Whitaker. And did they give him the first down? They sure did. So Blake Szymanski, pretty good numbers to start this game, Bill. 5 of 7, pretty efficient with the ball, not a lot of yardage, but the interception huge, throwing it down in the end zone.
And receiving-wise, Whitaker comes in only Martin Lucky of Nebraska, catching more balls from the running back spot in NCAA Division I football. Szymanski on the option, and he keeps the football, and he's got a first down as he stretches to the 45 of Oklahoma. They may bring it back a half yard.
Well, this is something that Lee Hayes put into this offense. You take your quarterback, and this is what Mike Leach would never do. Allow his quarterback, Graham Harrell, to run the option, which is a zone read here essentially in this offense. And if you've got a talented quarterback that you can make some plays with your feet, go ahead and use him. And that's what Lee Hayes has chosen to try to blend the offense. And I think he understands that this offense has got its limitations, and you've got to develop some type of run game. And the spread option offense, the zone read style, works for them sometimes effectively.
Lindy Holmes kept him from getting the first down, but he did pick up 9, 2nd and 1 at the 46 of the Sooners for Szymanski. And Whitaker right up the middle, cuts it back, 30, Whitaker, 20, 15, Whitaker, touchdown Baylor! What a run by Brandon Whitaker, 46 yards. He was not going to be tackled. It was that simple.
I think that a lot of the defensive players for Oklahoma are really surprised by the speed that Brandon Whitaker shows. He gets the ball right up the middle here, Bill. Great blocking at the point of attack. Then he just comes to the near sideline. He just outruns the defense. And the angles that the Sooners take, not going to catch this young man. And little stop and start there to stop the defender, and goes underneath. Can't drag him down before he gets that ball over the end line.
Caleb Allen comes on for the PAT after the 46-yard touchdown run, and the kick is good. And Baylor jumps out 7-0 on the BCS 5th-ranked Sooners.
Just take a look here in the middle of the field. You see the block in there. Good job inside by both of the offensive linemen coming on those cross blocks. And then Brandon Whitaker just takes you to the outside, and good job staying in front. Somebody's getting a block there for him. That's one of his receivers. And David Geddes getting a block for Brandon Whitaker on the outside. And he just got pretty good speed, Bill. Good wheels and good vision. Enough ability to make some people miss.
How do you quiet 84,000? A 46-yard touchdown run from a team that's 0-6 in the Big 12 to give them the lead. So Whitaker, senior from Edmond, Gary mentioned, we talk about his days at Santa Fe High School, not far up the highway. And he caps off a 5-play drive of 65 yards. Suzuki with a scoring drive for us. And Oklahoma a bit stunned right now. And I think at his speed.
No, he really had his speed. And Guy Morris, he's going to be walking the sideline. I feel a little better now. He's not. Guy Morris kind of rolled a little bit of turmoil as far as what his job security is going to be at down in Waco with the Baylor football team. Kind of up in the air. He told me yesterday that he had not heard anything definitively on his situation. So he's just coaching his football team just like he always does. One of the good guys in the conference, and we all like him a lot.
And Ian McCaw, the athletic director, said, I'll evaluate at the end of the season like I always do. There's been a lot of rumors flying, but nothing done yet. And the season is far from over. So the kickoff, and it goes to Iglesias. Iglesias brought down near the 23-yard line.
Going to be an offsides penalty.
Rodriguez makes the tackle and well, sort out a penalty here. And we'll send it down to Emily first.
Well, guys, you talked about Guy Morris breathing a little easier after that touchdown drive. The same was true along the Baylor bench. I made a trip back there. There seems to be a lot of high-fiving, a lot of chest bumping, and definitely some positive vibes going down on the Baylor bench.
I can imagine that, particularly after they gave up the first scoring opportunity and had the turnover. This is huge for Baylor.
It really is. Two good defensive stands by the Baylor defense to stop OU from really getting any momentum going. They've neutralized Sam Bradford in the passing game. They've done a good job with run defense here for Guy Morris's football team, and you're able to, get a little momentum on your side. Now you got to go play defense again. You got to replicate that, and I think Baylor's come in here with a pretty decent game plan. They found a way to move the ball against OU's defense, and things are clicking for them.
Offsides is the call, so they'll go back and try it again and move it back a bit as we've got 4:50 to go in the first quarter. And Baylor, if you just tuned in, scoring first on Brandon Whitaker's 46-yard touchdown run. So Whitaker had a 57-yarder and now a 46-yarder here in the first quarter, both surpassing anything that he'd done earlier this season. And Baylor 6 rushes, 124 yards. Oklahoma 4 for 9. Baylor coming in, rushing for 68 yards a game, 116th in the country.
Yes, it was.
So,
who would ever think it?
Wow. Well, we should all in this craziest of all college football seasons. The kickoff, a liner again, and it goes to Iglesias. 25, and he is stopped shy of the 30 around the 27-yard line. And time for Dr. Pepper game break. We'll check in with Mike Goldberg.
Bill, it's a final between the Hedges, number 10 Georgia, number 18 Auburn. How about the Dogs coming out their black jerseys for the first time in the modern era? They intercepted Brandon Cox 4 times, and the Bulldogs win behind the running of Noshawn Marino, 45-20, keeping pace with Tennessee in the SEC East.
All right, principal financial BCS standings. Well, that Ohio State will be falling quickly after their loss to Illinois today. LSU's got Louisiana Tech, and this pass as Oklahoma comes out firing here is complete as Emmanuel Johnson makes the reception. That'll move the chains at the 39-yard line.
Those guys, they're going to move down a little bit, Bill, and you got some guys looking up to them too. And here's OU, and here's Kansas, both of them looking up, seeing what can they do here to possibly. And don't forget about Missouri, who went to 9-1 on the season this year. So 3 teams here in the Big 12 in the top 6 in the BCS.
Kansas, a huge game here in Oklahoma, up the road in Stillwater against Oklahoma State tonight. Not much on the carry that time by Patrick Moore with the stop, and mentioned Missouri with their win over Texas A&M. And it really is, as much as we talk about it all, who's the best, this and that, win all the games is what they always say. If you win all the games, let's take a look and see where you are. Kansas right now is looking at that going, we win all our games, we'll be playing for the national title.
Yeah, things are going to change in the BCS poll this week. It's going to be interesting to see how things shake out. Still some more football to play here, especially a couple of big games in this state.
Patrick on the pass from Bradford, first down at the 49-yard line of Baylor as Josh Bell makes the tackle. Yeah, and the Oklahoma fans are very excited about their opportunity to move up after that loss by Ohio State today.
Yeah, you see the defense here, just a zone coverage here, and now Sam Bradford just going to wait to get to the outside. Patrick there is able to catch a football, and linebacker's not getting out there to him. So good job by the Sooner front of giving Sam Bradford a chance to throw the football. And Bill, he's an accurate passer. He really is, and see his numbers to start the night. Not really impressive with a lot of big numbers, but he's a guy that's very efficient.
First and 10 at the 49. Patrick went inside and then cut it back outside, and a nice pickup down to the 41-yard line. And this Oklahoma offense, all of a sudden, it's like somebody pressed the button.
No, you just got to turn it on. You just got to make plays when you can. And the offensive line, it's a line, Bill, that's had to have some changes from last year. They've really improved over the course of the season. They feel like their offensive line play has improved. They like what they're getting from their running backs. They like DeMarco Murray, Alan Patrick, Chris Brown. The three of them really give them a stable of running backs that really, when any one of them get a hot hand, that's what Kevin Wilson's going to go with.
Jeff Holder made that last tackle. Murray in the lineup now. On the flip to DeMarco Murray. Murray hops over one defender. First down to the 36-yard line of Baylor. Jordan Lake makes the tackle. The free safety, 6'2", 201, a sophomore from Horton, Texas. Their leading tackler with 102 on the year and third in the Big 12, averaging over 10 a game.
Well, watch your center pull out here and do a good job getting outside. That's Brody Eldridge. Actually, Brady doing a good job getting the block. And DeMarco Murray showing his ability to get in the open field and just jump over people. There's enough talent here on this offense for Oklahoma to just kind of take charge if they want to.
Murray had that big game against Texas and the huge win in the Red River rivalry. He ran for 128 yards and a touchdown. Kelly near the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it. Just inside the 26-yard line. Josh Bell covering. Nice pitch and catch.
Well, I tell you, if you ever question this quarterback and how he throws, if you let it roll here and you see how Malcolm Kelly gets open on the field, and then you're going to stop and play here, stop it right there. You can see the throw that Sam Bradford sees that he has to make. It's going to be right out here. Let it roll. That's a long throw in front of a cornerback, and this is an A-plus throw from Sam Bradford.
And again, who's the only guy that can get that football? It's Kelly or no one. The handoff this time, and Murray cuts it back 20, 15, breaking a tackle. He scores! Oklahoma touchdown! "26 yards." DeMarco Murray.
Well, they saw him in spring ball, and they said, hey, this guy is special. He continued in fall practice, and he's not disappointed any Sooner fans so far this season. But DeMarco Murray has his hands on the football. He can make special plays, and see him change the direction, making a lot of different people miss here, and breaking tackles, and being a physical runner as well. You see a helmet of one of the Bears come off there. DeMarco Murray finishes that run for the Sooners.
I think his physicality surprises some people, because he has all of those parts in his running game. And the kick by Hartley, and Hartley now 49 of 55 on the year, and that completes a 7-play, 72-yard drive in 2:28. And Oklahoma's tied it up, 7 apiece here. That's the scary thing about this Oklahoma team, is it looks like they're kind of sleepwalking. Baylor scores, and whoa, wait a minute, let's get it going here, and they do.
Yeah, I think there's 5 or 6 white shirts that actually had a chance to tackle him, and nobody gets him to the ground. Great run that time by DeMarco Murray, and just making people miss and breaking tackles till he gets to the end zone. Nice drive here by Oklahoma, 7 plays, 72 yards, and not a lot of time off the clock, but Answer and Baylor getting it tied up here in the first quarter.
Suzuki busy with these back-to-back scoring drives from Baylor with Whitaker's 46-yard run, and then Murray pops off a 26-yarder of his own, and Geddes is deep along with McElroy for Baylor as Hartley prepares to kick it off.
I mean, Bill, there is also a wind on the field today. It's not I don't know if it's a tremendous wind. Emily Jones could probably tell us, but it's definitely the back of the Sooners, and Garrett Hartley may kick this ball through the end zone here. You see the flags here at the stadium coming. The south breeze coming across Owen Field.
Something about the wind down the plains, right? Yeah. All right. Here's the kickoff from Hartley. And Geddes at the 1. Geddes cuts it up across the 20 and stop near the 22-yard line. We'll send it down to Emily Jones.
To answer your question, the wind definitely not a factor down here on the field tonight. And one thing I did want to pass along, you know, OU fans get a little restless when you talk about the running back position. They want to know why one guy's getting more carries than the other. Bob Stoops says he doesn't care. As long as the offensive line is playing the way that they are playing, his running backs are going to get their yards. And he said, if you'll notice, when one of them scores, the first two guys to congratulate him are the other two. DeMarco Murray scored that touchdown. Chris Brown, Alan Patrick, the first two guys on the field to give him a pat on the back.
Well, you got to feed that monster, and that's what they've got here in Oklahoma, and the fans are always hungry for more, and it's never quite enough. Well, that defense is starting to rise here on a 1st and 10. Davis and Holmes combined for the stop on Whitaker.
Well, you can just go ahead and get your defensive line. They got speed to the outside, and watch Davis just go down the line there. Doesn't take the quarterback, but he go ahead and takes the tailback as on the pitch. So see these defensive linemen, they're able to move here for Oklahoma, and that's good stuff. He's in the game. Austin English not playing tonight, so making the most of his opportunity out there.
I beg your pardon, that was Finley on the carry. Whitaker was the lead blocker that time. And he lost a yard, so it's 2nd down and 11 now from the 21 for Blake Szymanski. The Baylor quarterback crossed the middle, and the official tried a little screaming in there. I don't know if it was intended for White.
You know, Thomas White, just a little drop ball there, and those are things that Baylor has to do. They cannot have drop passes. This ball should have been caught by Thomas White. Well, it actually went off the shoulder, I think, of the umpire.
Yeah.
Kind of grazed off of him. And
I don't know how they don't get hit more often, Gary, whether it's the ball or players. It isn't easy, is it?
I tell you what, as an inside linebacker, I played in the NFL a long time. I tackled the umpire many times. Well, he was just in my way.
You tackle anybody. You tackle the producer, you show up with a truck every night. What are you talking about? 3rd down and 11 here, and Baylor 1 of 2 on the 3rd down possession. Szymanski, incomplete, intended for Geddes, broken up near the 35 by Reggie Smith, who already has an interception in tonight's game, and Guy Morris not agreeing with the non-call.
Well, I think that's a pretty good throw by Szymanski. I think that Geddes needs to make a better effort to come back to the football there. He allows the defender to come into play. Szymanski's going to throw it out here to his left, and pretty good strike there. And see the defender having a chance to come there and get that. If he goes down underneath it to make that play, Reggie Smith won't be able to knock it away.
So Baylor faced with a 4th and 11 on the 21-yard line, and brings out Derek Epperson, who's averaged 39 yards per punt.
Yeah, this is a situation I think that Oklahoma feels like they could win in this football game. Not a great punting average for the Bears so far this season, and their coverage has been suspect.
Franks and Smith are deep. Dominic Franks will stay away and out of bounds.
Not a very good
kick. They
kick.
Spot that? No.
Going to be
hard to tell from our vantage point. Almost midfield. Looks like the 49-yard line. Oklahoma's 49 is where they're going to get the football. And
25, 26-yard kick there from Baylor. So OU's going to get great field position at the 49-yard line.
30 yards on the kick. And here's where you, if you're a Baylor fan, you're concerned, because this is a fragile football team. They've had all the injuries. They overcome a little adversity, get the touchdown. Then they go a 3 and out after OU answers, and now the poor punt, and Oklahoma great field position. Patrick in the backfield for the Sooners, 1st and 10 from the Oklahoma 49. Bradford wants to throw. And going deep. And touchdown Oklahoma, Malcolm Kelly. There's your quick 6. 51 yards, and Kelly with his 9th TD of the season.
Although a lot of teams like to take a shot when they get near midfield and they get a turnover, a sudden change, and nothing different here for Oklahoma. They've got Malcolm Kelly one-on-one on the outside. Go ahead and throw it up to the big fella, and watch the defender here. Kind of goes through his hands, I think. Doesn't even get his hands on it. That was Antarius Bryan there in coverage, and take a look here as Malcolm Kelly pulls one off his hip. Get that ball as a touchdown for the Sooners. Huge play here and a nice momentum swing for the Sooners.
And Kelly, who'd only had 1 touchdown in the last 6 games. He got off that unbelievable start. Even though he's still been very productive, you know, he's really excited to get into the end zone once again for the 9th time.
Well, Malcolm Kelly's going to be to the top of the screen, and he's just going to run down the field, go up the field, and Sam Bradford's going to just deliver the football out there to him, and he knows he's got one-on-one coverage with his speedy, tall receiver, and almost kind of a mismatch. Just going to run down there. If he throws the ball deep, it's an easier play than that, but nice throw by Sam Bradford, and the Sooners put a touchdown on the board on a quick, sudden change.
So Oklahoma, just like that, with 1:08 to go here in the first quarter, is on top now. Yeah, the Suzuki scoring drive, if you will. 1 play, 51 yards, 7 seconds. It's how fast it takes to run 51 yards.
If they keep that up, they're going to get a lot of pops for that Suzuki scoring drive. Those were quick. Talk about scoring, you know, I think, you know, just looking, we were talking about this before the game, Bill, all the scoring that's gone on in the Big 12. I haven't done the count on this or the math, but just seems to me with the big numbers and the scores that we've had for this year for Big 12 conference games that the average scoring has really increased so far this season. You know, we saw last week Nebraska had 76 put on them, and they scored, what, 73 today? So kind of a big swing that way.
Well, 4 Big 12 teams are in the top 6 nationally scoring-wise, so I would think what you're suggesting is probably true. The touchback will bring it out to the 20, and we'll check in now. Mike Goldberg and a Dr. Pepper game break.
Well, speaking of scoring, UConn has scored a lot of points amongst those who were looking for a feel-good story coming into this football season. But number 13, UConn ran into UC today. That's the University of Cincinnati. Ben Mock had a big day. He hits Dominic Goodman there. 4 total touchdowns for Mock. The Bearcats crushed the Huskies 27-3.
Cincinnati continuing an outstanding season, and 2 teams that prior to the season, I don't know if anyone thought they would end up 8-2 at this juncture. 1st and 10 at the 20 here for Baylor, trailing 14-7 now. Szymanski had good protection, nice coverage though in the secondary as it's batted away.
Yeah, DJ Wolf does a nice job getting that football, Bill, and he's been a guy who's made a lot of plays on the football for Oklahoma this year, number 25 for the Sooner defense, and he just comes up and makes a good read on the quarterback. He's looking in the backfield, he's seeing the ball thrown, and just reacts on the football. And he's really improved his play. He stabilized that safety position for the Sooners, and it's a guy who's played very well for Brent Venables on the defensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Fakes the handoff. Got a man open across the middle. It is complete. And nice catch that time by Brandon Whitaker. Gets him out of danger and moves it out to the 46 as Baylor will have a 1st and 10.
Well, here's the wheel route going to come right here to the middle of the field. He gets around Lewis Baker, number 16, who's got coverage on him, and good job of just throwing it to him. And the protection by the offensive line does a good job of allowing the quarterback to throw the football. Blake Zamansky's there. You see the backs crossing over there, and one helmet comes off. So nice, easy place to step up and throw the football right to the middle of the field.
1st and 10 at the 46. Szymanski again to Whitaker. Whitaker to the 50 and across to the 44-yard line of Oklahoma as Walker and Harris combine for the stop.
Yeah, Whitaker typically a tailback. They're kind of using him more as a receiver tonight, going to put him out of the backfield a couple of times, and Lee Hayes being pretty inventive with his offensive system there. You know, he worked out at Texas Tech with Mike Leach, so he knows that offensive system very well, and he's a guy that wants to get the playmakers that he has, and he says he doesn't have a lot of them because they've had so many injuries. Things have been problematic for Baylor with a lot of receivers going down, so just kind of be creative and get playmakers that he has the ball in their hands.
Yeah, Lee, of course, spent time West Texas A&M, said he lived up there in Lubbock with Mike Leach trying to find out anything he could and learned well. And that's the end of our first quarter. We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottlers with a 14-7 Oklahoma. (14-7) Oklahoma the leader as we get ready for the second quarter here in Norman. How about this for offense after the first quarter? Baylor with 182, OU 147. Baylor's total offensive output's 345 a game. They get 182 in the first quarter. And Oklahoma's only been allowing 297 yards for a ball game. Geddes, the receiver here, Lofton, the tackler. And that'll be another first down for Baylor. Very impressive offensively, Gary.
It's all about execution, and for Blake Zemansky, he's done a good job of running this offense. He's gotten great production from number 2, Brandon Whitaker, from the tailback spot, both running the football and also receiving the football tonight.
So first and 10 at the 42 of the Sooners. The Bears trailing Oklahoma 14-7. And take a look at how about that for productivity for Brandon Whitaker. Zemansky complete to Geddes. I think the most impressive thing I've seen is Baylor's offensive line has done a superb job of protecting Zemansky.
Yeah, we talked to the Baylor coaches. They said the one bright spot this season was the offensive line play for this football team, and that they have molded together pretty well on the spread style offense that they run. They've done a good job of keeping their quarterback pretty clean, and Zemansky doesn't have a great amount of sacks this year. He throws the ball on timing, and if you can keep your quarterback on his feet, which is what they're doing so far tonight, that this offense can move.
Lofton gets his third tackle tonight in that last play. He leads Oklahoma with 104 tackles on the season now. It's 2nd and 8 at the 40. Zemansky, a little short pass, and to the 30, the 25, and down near the 21-yard line. And once again, it is Brandon Whitaker. Reggie Smith makes the tackle.
Well, Brent Venables told us, he says, there's 2 things we have to stop in this offense. It's the draws and the screens and the shovels. That's all together in this offense. And this is a little shovel pass to Brandon Whitaker, and a good job of execution by Baylor coming around and getting a yardage for him on the outside. Brandon Whitaker showing us tonight that he can make plays in the passing game and also run the football.
Going to keep that average up. 18 yards on that pickup. 1st and 10 at the 22. Zemansky. And incomplete. A little low that time. Trying to connect with Ernest Smith, the sophomore from New Orleans.
Yeah, but you can see what they've done. They've kind of slowed the OU defense down. They're just not playing with reckless abandon out there. They're trying to match up and try to do things technically there. And Coach Venables on the sideline just trying to get his defensive players aligned. And we watched him in practice, Bill, on Friday. Yesterday, the doing walkthroughs. He was coaching hard on Friday. Kind of strange just for me to see that, but he's coaching them up here short weeks and going to this split style of offense.
Here they come, and Zemansky unloads, and oh my goodness, if it had been an arrow, it had killed him. As was that Harris that was coming on, and Taylor is the one that nearly, or the Granger maybe intercepted that. Let's see.
Well, you see the pressure kind of come from the right side here, and Zemansky's going to have to get rid of the football, moving, trying to do so, and almost gets one to Granger. Granger had his hand on it there. Taylor was.
Taylor, yeah. Adrian Taylor, the redshirt freshman from Mansfield, Texas.
And big third down here. One thing that Blake Zemansky does not need to do, and that is make a mistake with the football. You can't have another turnover. The field goal is okay in the situation.
3rd and 10. He's in trouble. They come after him again. He unloads it, and it is complete to Akers, but good open field tackling that time by Nick Harris. And McCoy with the pressure that time on the quarterback, Blake Zemansky.
Well, with this type of offense, what you have to do defensively is change it up sometimes. You come with three rushers, 4 rushers, 5 and 6 sometimes, and just kind of confuse Zemansky. You see him talking to his offensive coordinator, Lee Hayes, there on the sideline and trying to iron things out. But Baylor now with a field goal attempt.
Caleb Allen comes on to attempt the field goal, and setting up at the 28, it'll be a 38-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is plenty long, but no good. The junior out of Arlington, Texas is now 3 of 6 on the year. So Baylor misses a golden opportunity. It's still 14-7 Oklahoma. Oklahoma 14, Baylor 7, 12:37 remaining in this first half. Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. And we've seen big plays. Brandon Whitaker's 46-yard run started it.
Yeah, they really have. And Brandon Whitaker doing a good job catching the football and running after the catch. And this one with a big run to get him going. And Oklahoma, they decide to come back. DeMarco Murray says, I'm not going to be outshined here on my own turf. And just a physical run here to get the ball to the end zone for the Sooners. And good old Sam Bradford says, I need to chunk one out here to my big boy. Malcolm Kelly get it down the field and makes a great grab with the football. And a lot of scoring here tonight, 3 touchdowns.
Back to the live action, and Chris Brown with the carry here for Oklahoma. He nearly bust a big one. Let's check in now with Mike Goldberg and a Dr. Pepper game break.
Bill, land a little stunner and start, Bill. Number 21, Alabama, Mississippi State. This is John Parker Wilson, intercepted by Anthony Johnson. Johnson will take it 100 yards to the house. Wilson intercepted not once, but twice. And the Alabama former player, the graduate, Sylvester Croom, has his Bulldogs bowl eligible for the first time since 2000 in just his 4th year as the head coach.
Wow, what a job he has done there in Starkville.
That's a big win there over Alabama, no doubt about that.
It is huge. Here, Oklahoma leading it by a touchdown. And the ball carrier is Chris Brown again, stopped at the 45 after an 8-yard pickup.
Chris Ball in the ball game here, and you see the block by Zaslow on the outside, opens a lane for him inside. He's one of the more physical runners, I think, of the three there. You take a look at Chris Brown, Alan Patrick, and DeMarco Murray. He's got that lower center of gravity, Bill, that he can drive it right into a defensive player.
Well, 13 times they gave him the ball coming into this game on 3rd down, where it was 3 or less. On 11 times he was successful. So he knows his purpose, runs hard and gets those tough yards. And on a 2nd down and 2, Rhodes makes the tackle on Brown. And we'll see where they spot it. I think that will move it as well.
Yeah, there's 1st down, going to move the chains. And Chris Brown gets him another 1st down run.
Brown out, Murray in, Gresham in too for Oklahoma here.
Well, this is what Bob Stoops would like to see. He'd like to see these guys take control of the football game. An offensive line coming across, see Big Duke Robinson making a pull in there and coming across and kicking out.
1st and 10 at the 48 of Oklahoma, leading 14-7. Bradford going deep and wide open at the 20. Gresham at the 10 and stopped there. Williams makes the tackle. Well, Jermaine Gresham came in, and Baylor had a late sub, and I don't know if it's just a player who wasn't aware that he's supposed to be in the field, but looked like Bradford caught that mistake.
Well, I love the protection here by the quarterback. Nobody's going to get in the face of Sam Bradford. He can stand back there and throw, and Jermaine Gresham, who had 4 touchdown receptions last week in that football game, gets a big one here now in the 2nd quarter.
Josh Bell was late arriving. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it ends up being a 43-yard pass play. And Gresham, how about productivity last week against the Aggies? 5 receptions and 4 touchdowns, tying that OU receiving record for TDs in a game.
And we'll take a look at him on the sideline there.
Murray spinning, churning, and finally stopped near the 2-yard line. Jake Lamar, and a flag is thrown after Lamar's tackle.
Physical run by DeMarco Murray, trying to get this ball into the end zone and taking a couple of Baylor defenders with him and get him wrapped up there. You see where the penalty came in here. Going against the Bears, personal foul.
Move it even closer for the 1st and goal now for Oklahoma. Bradford is 7 of 10 for 142 yards and a touchdown here tonight. His 26th TD against just 5 interceptions. Zaslow and Pleasant come in, and Murray is a tailback on a 1st and goal from the 1. Murray pushes forward. Touchdown Oklahoma. Took a while to call it, but Murray squeezes in for his 2nd TD of the night. And Oklahoma has now scored in 32 of 36 quarters this season.
Now to get it up behind the offensive line and just lead block in front of him. And Marco Murray gets it right there over the end line. And line judge on the far sideline calls the touchdown.
So here comes Hartley on to try to make it 21-7. The PAT with 10:24 to go in the 1st half. And it is successful. So Oklahoma, after giving up the first score with 4:56 remaining in the 1st quarter, has taken off. 6 plays, 78 yards, and Gresham set it up for Murray's TD. Watching it all on FSN. Dr. Pepper Big 12 Football Game of the Week on FSN is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. By Suzuki Automotive and the all-wheel drive SX4 crossover. And the first down marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. Your entire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O. Bill and Gary Reasons and Emily Jones with you here on FSN and Dr. Pepper's Big 12 football game of the week. As you see Murray resting comfortably after his second score. 4 carries, 38 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and scoring drive, 6 for 78. And Oklahoma in control, to say the least. And the kickoff, Geddes from the 3, 10. Across the 23-yard line. Geddes, who's got that terrific track speed, a 3-time California 400-meter champion high school on the Baylor track team, brought down by Ian Pleasant.
A change of events here, Bill. You know, we talked about earlier how Baylor had jumped out to a commanding yardage lead this football game early on, but that's turned around. 224 yards of total offense to 206 at Baylor now. So Oklahoma's offense making its mark in this football game.
Sooners average 451, 6th in the league, 19th in the nation. 12 action today. Missouri beat Texas A&M. The stunner, though, was Nebraska 73-31 over Kansas State after they gave up 76 in a loss to Kansas last week. A pass across the middle, and Whitaker, the receiver, brought down by Curtis Lofton. Also today, Iowa State winning it, defeating Colorado 31-28. So, surprise, surprise every Saturday.
Going to get the ball to Whitaker and get it in his hands to see what he can do and make some people miss. Good job of tackling there by Lofton, the middle linebacker.
First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% on brand name products. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O. And it's 2nd and 7 at the 26 now for Baylor. Bears trailing 21-7. Need something good to happen offensively here. And Oklahoma's defense is starting to figure things out. As Gerald McCoy makes the tackle, the redshirt freshman from Oklahoma City. Through a tough year with his mother passing away prior to the season, all kinds of injuries.
Good job of penetration by the big defensive tackle that time. McCoy coming in there and just getting in the backfield. Tackle for loss. You're working off the block. Here's McCoy getting the tackle.
Among many great numbers for OU's defense, as they're 5th in the nation in tackles for loss. And they put him in a situation here. It's 3rd and 9 at the 24. Szymanski got time and delivers. And that is Smith that is hit hard but hangs onto the football and moves the chains about the 38-yard line before DJ Wolf nails it.
Smith just sits down into a hole here. Ernest Smith, and you got Whitaker waiting on the outside. He's the outlet pass, but Szymanski finds Smith inside the zone there between the safety and the linebacker. DJ Wolf coming over, have to make the play.
13 yards on the pass and catch, and there's Smith's numbers coming in. 17 for 197 for the sophomore from Louisiana. Biggest was 4 for 38 against TCU. Scored a touchdown against Rice this year. They come back to Whitaker. Whitaker forges ahead for a couple of tough yards on that reception before Reggie Smith finally brings him to the turf.
Yeah, Whitaker doing a good job catching the football. I'm impressed with him out of the backfield, Bill. We saw the numbers coming in here. I hadn't seen a lot of Baylor playing so far this season, but seeing him catching the ball out of the backfield, he's an impressive receiver.
Well, he was 7th on the career charts in receiving as far as number of catches, with 101 coming in. And Whitaker tonight now with 6 receptions and 61 yards, and he's run 4 times for 103. He's been the bulk of their offense. 2nd down and 7 for the 41. And they pitch it out the other side. And Whitaker, workhorse, dives forward and brought it the 46-yard line. A couple yards, I should say, up short of the first down. Baker, the tackler.
Well, you got Whitaker out here. This is going to be a screen. They're going to try to get the ball out there to him quickly and throw the football. And good job by Whitaker making some people miss. And DJ Wolf coming out there on the edge can't get a hold of it.
So it sets up a 3rd down and 3. Now the crowd gets after it again here. Finley comes into the backfield. And a timeout Baylor. They want to talk it over with 7:12 to go. And already down 2 touchdowns after an early 7-0 lead. Big play coming up here. We're right back with more from Oklahoma.
I'm Mike Goldberg. Coming up on the Sonic Halftime Report, another unbeaten gets beaten. The Illini fight their way to the upset, and Missouri continues their chase for San Antonio. Don't forget, you can be part of the Sonic Halftime Report by texting us your question. DeMarco will have all the answers. Right now, back to Norman, Bill, Gary, and Emily. Bill M.
All right, thank you. Yes, DeMarco will have all the answers.
Yeah,
or he thinks he will. And he sells it with conviction. Make sure you stick around here. 21-7, big third down for Baylor. They're down 14 and a 3rd and 3 from their own 45 with 7:12 to go in the half. And a pump fake going deep for Geddes, and it is underthrown near the Oklahoma sideline.
Pass is incomplete.
I don't know if Geddes made the wrong turn or Szymanski the wrong read.
Yeah, kind of a strange play that time. Throwing it down to the 2 deep zone coverage back there, and Szymanski throws the ball outside, and I don't know what he's looking at here. Got a short yardage situation. You're throwing the ball 25 yards down the field, and the receiver's not even breaking out there to that zone. Kind of a tough throw in coverage.
So a punt situation, and Epperson will kick it to Reggie Smith. Smith stands back on the 12-yard line. Smith, the 5th best punt returner in the Big 12 at over 6 yards a return. And a high kick, and signals for the fair catch and takes care of it around the 12 or 13-yard line. And stay with us on FSN Southwest. It's 21-7 Sooners leading the Bears. Welcome back. Baylor trailing Oklahoma here. Big 12 football action. It is 21-7. And Oklahoma, after that fair catch on the punt by Smith, will start 1st and 10 at the 12 with 6:59 to go in the 2nd quarter. Got the 3 tight end look here now. And a handoff, Alan Patrick. With those big blockers up front. Watch out. Takes it to the 20. Here's Mike Goldberg with a Dr. Pepper game break.
Well, Bill Land, Oklahoma fans, remember that '88 Orange Bowl at the Orange Bowl against Miami? Well, today, the last game ever played by the Hurricanes at the Orange Bowl. 70 years, the historic time in which they played there. Virginia has just scored to take the lead 13-0, and they've added the extra point. It's 14-0. Meantime, speaking of records, North Texas and Navy, 94 points in the first half, a new NCAA record.
Thank you, Mike. Back here, Oklahoma running it again on 2nd and 3 and gets the first down as Alan Patrick, the 6'1", 196-pound senior out of Conway, South Carolina.
You've seen DeMarco Murray run well in this football game, and now Alan Patrick getting back in the groove here. He started the football game and now back in for Oklahoma.
And talk about balance, there you are tonight. 4 for 38, Patrick 8 for 30, and Chris Brown 3 for 26. And as the course of the game goes on, they just wear people out.
Yeah, and Cale Gundy is the running backs coach here for the Sooners. He's the one that kind of manages who goes in and out of the ball game. He does a good job with that.
Here is Patrick on a 1st and 10. Dives forward across the 30. And Tim Atchison makes the tackle. Redshirt freshman from Copperas Cove, Texas.
This is just athleticism here. You go around the outside, see your big guys in there, and Phil Lowhole, get a good block. See number 79 there at the top, just run him out of the screen. And big guy, 6'8", 350 pounds. He's hard to miss. And before the series came out, he actually had a little help from the trainers to get him out there on the field. We'll show you that here in a second, I think.
It looked like they got knocked around a little bit, so they took care of him with a little smelling salt. Chris Brown enters now for a 2nd and 4 at the 31. And Brown trying to push a defender out of the way. Nick Moore, the senior from Arlington, Texas, coming in with 61 tackles, gets the stop here. And it'll be a 3rd down and 3 now.
Remember, Baylor started this football game with a couple of good defensive series, stopping the Sooners from getting first downs and moving the ball. And Nick Moore stepped in there and made a nice tackle that brings up a 3rd down for Oklahoma. So Baylor with an opportunity here to turn the Sooners away.
Oklahoma 1 of 3 on 3rd down situations. And Brown stays in the ball game. I want to put it in the air. Bradford 7 of 10 for 142 yards. Number 2 nationally in passing efficiency. And wants to throw it here. Got protection. Oh, and he threaded it that that time to Kelly. A first down and more out near the 43-yard line before Josh Bell wrestles him to the ground.
Well, just went right between three white shirts. Good job by the quarterback, Sam Bradford, throwing the ball down to Malcolm Kelly. Malcolm's going to go down here and work down inside, and watch the white shirts surround the football here. Sam Bradford steps into it and zings the football.
11 yards on the pickup, moves the chains, and the Sooners 1st and 10 at the 43 of Oklahoma. Brown and Eldridge in. Bradford to throw again. Going deep, and it is incomplete. Fans wanting a flag, none thrown. Going for Adrian Tennell, sophomore out of Irving, Texas.
Alton Whiteman, the cornerback, doing a good job of staying with him, and the Sooners fans are wanting a little flag on that play. Take a look down the middle of the field here at the end, and I don't know if there's enough contact, and maybe a little left hand around there, maybe on the backside, and didn't allow him to get there.
On an average OU game, there are 84,863 referees in the stands. They let you know what they think. 2nd and 10 at the 43. Iglesias to midfield and steps out of bounds on the OU sideline. Josh Bell makes the tackle. We'll send it down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, the OU coaches say Joaquin Iglesias is the perfect complement to Malcolm Kelly, and a lot of Kelly's success can be attributed to Joaquin Iglesias. Kelly would be so much less effective, they say, if defenses didn't have somebody else to worry about. Joaquin Iglesias, definitely someone to worry about. He's averaging 15 yards per catch, 75 yards per game, got 4 touchdowns on the season, all headed into tonight's game.
Thanks, Emily. His first catch tonight for 7 yards on that play, and it sets up a 3rd and 3 at midfield. And Bradford, a dangerous pass, but there'll be a flag thrown as he tried to come back to Iglesias, and Bell, I believe, is going to be hit with the interference call.
And Josh Bell just went around the receiver that time, and a little too quick there to get to the football. Right in front of the officials, an easy call by him.
So they'll sort it out, and should be a first down, and it is.
First down from the spot, so that's what they're getting it to him. Incomplete pass.
1st and 10 at the 46 after the penalty. Kelly and Johnson go wide, and they keep it on the ground here as another flag is thrown.
Got a defender from the Bears leave a little bit early in the backfield, so we're going to get 5 yards there if they'll take that penalty.
Moore, the tackler on Chris Brown. Brown, a sophomore from Alexandria, Louisiana. Coming in with 5 TDs running and another one receiving. Oklahoma tonight scores from Murray twice. Sandwiched around a Kelly 51-yard pass play, and that's the 5th time that OU scored on a one-play drive, if you will, this year.
Yeah, and Oklahoma, Bill, they're heavily favored in this football game. A lot of folks really think they need to win this game in a big way, kind of with a style, kind of a win to have people look at this program and say, hey, beat a football team in Baylor, a team they really should beat. They've got better talent, and the numbers really speak to OU's strength, and they need to do that tonight. They need to put a strong statement out there to people that are looking in the polls and those kinds of things to see what happened to Ohio State and have a chance to move themselves up in some level.
Murray on a 1st and 5 got the first down near the 35. Well, yeah, Oklahoma was ahead of Kansas last week. Kansas goes and gets 76 on Nebraska. OU wins convincingly against A&M, but Kansas goes ahead of them in the BCS.
Yeah, and if you were to play Baylor and play them tight and close and didn't have a convincing win, that might not look very good in the eyes of the voters.
And Sonic halftime report is coming up. Mike Goldberg and DeMarco Farr, all the scores and highlights, and plenty of opinion to boot. There's 3 Big 12 teams starting the day in the top 6 of the BCS, with Kansas 4, Oklahoma 5, and Missouri 6. Missouri took care of business. Oklahoma's doing so, and Kansas playing Oklahoma State in Stillwater tonight. Flags here as it's like a procedure call with 3:03 to go in the half.
Yeah, plenty of football still to be played in this conference alone. Not, we're looking at a couple of things going on down the road. That date, 11/24 for both Kansas and Oklahoma and Missouri really in the mix of perhaps, and even Oklahoma State perhaps, as far as who could actually win the Big 12 North, the Big 12 South. It kind of depends on what happens today with Oklahoma State and Kansas, who's going to win that football game. And
yeah, that's a swing game there in Stillwater with Oklahoma State with 2 losses can afford no more if they're going to have a shot at winning the South. And Kansas, of course, trying to stay unbeaten. 1st and 15. Murray almost took care of that. He got tripped up. He was flying near the 32-yard line, and Jeremy Williams makes the stop there. Sophomore out of Dallas, 5'10", 205-pounder.
Yeah, kind of a deceptive formation, just unbalanced, but they go back to the weak side, and you can just see the speed of DeMarco Murray going through the hole. He's like he wants to get through there very quickly, but somebody got him by the toes.
Oklahoma kind of a methodical drive here with 2:25 and ticking in the half. 2nd and 8 at the 32 of Baylor. And again, Murray, tough yards down near the 30-yard line. And Redfern makes the tackle. Connor Redfern from Mount Pleasant, Texas.
Going back to the well, doing the very same play from the previous one, and not as successful. So 3rd down and 6 here for Oklahoma.
You know, it's amazing talking about that 11-24, November 24th, when Oklahoma plays Oklahoma State Bedlam here, that Bob Stoops has only lost 2 games under his tenure here at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. TCU in 05 and a loss to Oklahoma State in 2001. That is just absolutely amazing as Coach Stoops put the finishing touches on his 9th year here in Sooner Country. 3rd and 6, ball on the 30. Bradford just patient and picking them apart here tonight as Joe John Finley, the receiver this time, and he's brought down by Nick Moore.
Yeah, but it's short of the 1st down, Bill, so it's going to be 4th down and 1, a long one for the Sooners here. What does Bob Stoops do on this 4th down? I think it's going to be no decision here. Probably take a timeout to evaluate. You see on the outside, good tackle there by Moore, wrapping up and letting his white shirts, his friends come and help him. So Baylor make the Oklahoma Sooners make a decision here.
Kept the play in front of him. And we'll take a brief timeout as Oklahoma talks it over and thinks about going forward on 4th down or kicking the field goal. We'll be right back. Well, Oklahoma called another timeout here just as they were getting ready to run the play. And so Bob Stoops, he didn't look real happy about that either.
Yeah, he has no timeouts left now, so 1:15 left to go in the half. So Baylor with 2 timeouts remaining, the Sooners none. So 4th down here and a long one, Bill. 1.5, almost 2 yards here. So what do? Are they going to go for it on 4th down or attempt the field goal?
Well, Oklahoma this year, 9 times they've gone for it. 4 out of 9 is when they've been successful, as I would think they're going for it. And I don't know if there's any question. I think you look at it as, hey, this is something that we should be able to get and take care of business.
Yeah, the previous play kind of looked like they might have been wanting to run a play action pass. They called the timeout at the sideline, so Sam Bradford didn't have a chance to execute that play. And coming back out there to his offense now, they're going to have the same mentality, go for a play action pass to perhaps one of the tight ends.
They got some targets, certainly Gresham and Finley and Eldridge. They got a lot of weapons. 4th and 2 officially here. And Chris Brown. And Brown, it looks like he's short. They're spotting it at the 25-yard line. Patton leading the way. Earl Patton, a freshman out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who came in with 22 tackles.
That's got to be a big confidence booster for Guy Morris's football team, especially here as you go in at halftime and to stop Oklahoma coming down. And you're only down 2 scores in this football game, 21-7. So sends his offense back out there, and I think they're going to be smart with the football and not make any kind of mistake with it here with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. And it's okay to go into halftime and just regroup and come back out in the second half.
Guy Morris in his 5th year in Waco. 1st and 10 at the 25, 111. Szymanski wanting to throw it and got a man open. Wow. And it is complete at the 40, at the 35, and down to the 20. And it'll be a touchdown right. Baylor answers. Oh, mama! Thomas White, the junior from Plano, Texas.
Well, he gets between the safeties, Bill, and nobody comes across to account for him. Thomas White down the middle of the field, and I'm thinking that they're going to run the ball here in this situation, but no, they throw it down the field Blake Zemansky throws about as far as he can, and White runs under it. Good job of execution. Enough time to throw the football. And watch White go down the middle of the field and throw the ball out there to him, and nobody's there. And DJ Wolf does not make the tackle. A little stiff arm there. Reggie Smith trying to strip the football. And huge play here for Baylor and a big momentum swing for him.
A stunner here. Szymanski's longest TD pass, longest pass completion of the season, and a 75-yarder.
Well, White's going to be here, and he's going to get to the middle of the field, and quarterback's going to get down there to him. He runs right by the underneath defender, and DJ Wolf coming over. He can't make the tackle. The stiff arm back there knocks him off, and Reggie Smith trying to cause a fumble there, not making the tackle, and he takes it onto the end zone. Trying to put the pressure on the quarterback, and they didn't get there in time. They didn't disrupt him throwing the football. Josh White, who's playing the inside receiver now, he's been a guy who's been a go-to guy for Blake Zemansky.
How about that? Szymanski going down to celebrate with Thomas White, as White coming in on the year, his 24th reception, I should say, and his 5th TD. You know, last week against Tech, he had 7 receptions for 58 yards. Against Kansas State, he had 4 receptions, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's been emerging in this offense. He's the number 5 receiver, you know, as far as total receptions for Guy Morris's football team, and a guy who's been able to, you know, just kind of add something to him. You take a look at the total yardage on the season.
How about that?
Over 300 today, and just 345 on the season, 90th in the country. And they got a whole half to go.
And Lee Hayes, Guy Morris, and crew going, what do we got to lose?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, we come up with a big defensive play. Let's show our players they've been working hard. Let's show faith in them. And bang, we're back in the contest. Down a touchdown. The pooch kick. And nearly slips by Murray. He picks it up. He's in trouble. Shakes a tackle, though. Here he comes. 15-20. He's got a convoy. 40, 50. Murray. He'll score. Oklahoma answers with a TD of its own.
What a way to answer a long touchdown pass. Take that kickoff and run it back. Bill, this is a mistake. 91 yards for DeMarco Murray on the kick return here. Looked to me like he almost was going to get this football picked back up. He should have been tackled by Baylor inside the 10-yard line because of the miscue on the reception on the kickoff.
So Murray gets his second return for a touchdown this season, a 91-yarder. And they say, see, Coach Stoops, you're all right. Don't worry about it. We got them. They score, we answer. And they don't fool around. And the kick is good. Now, it looked like they were going to pin him, Gary.
Well, they pooch kicked it there. He takes it back inside the 10-yard line. Looks like he's going to get a bunch of white shirts there. Might have been a block in the back by Zaslav, 45, but nothing called. And look at the convoy around the edge, and they're going to win this corner here. Glacius running out in front of him. They're trying to get that last block, which he does. And Murray, I ran out of gas, I think, there at the end. Almost got a Bear coverage person coming there trying to knock that ball out. Huge return here by DeMarco Murray.
Unbelievable. So Murray takes it to the house, and Oklahoma, just like that, back up 28-14. His earlier return was an 81-yarder.
Well, I'm not sure that's how Bob Stoops had it drawn up on the kick return, but the results were stellar.
Remember, against Tulsa, he had the 81-yarder, and Murray. Well, that's why the spring game last year, fans got their look at DeMarco Murray. They said, whoa, this guy's got some giddy up. He's got some jiggle to him. He's explosive. We've seen his strength. And, wow, he electrified him there. And
the numbers on the night, all-purpose there. Return yardage, rushing yardage. DeMarco Murray had a pretty special evening.
Kickoff here. Geddes at the 10. And stopped inside the 20-yard line by Ian Pleasant. You know, last year, Oklahoma won in Waco, and they had a kick return for a touchdown in that game. as the Sooners won 36-10, and it was Iglesias with an 88-yard return. And tonight, talk about big plays. You get Malcolm Kelly, a 51-yard TD pass reception. You get White, 75-yard pass reception on the Baylor side. Whitaker, a 46-yard TD run, and now Murray, a 91-yard kickoff return. And now what's Baylor do with 44 seconds to go?
20 seconds ago, I said they were probably going to run the football, and they threw it down the field. I don't know what the heck they're going to do.
They come out firing again, and it is complete, but tackled. Forward progress be stopped near the 21-yard line as Smith, Nick Harris, makes the stop.
The clock is stopped. Actually, the clock is continuing to run here, and they're getting right to the line of scrimmage in their no-huddle offense and getting things rolling, not taking a timeout, though.
2nd and 6 of the 22. Szymanski tosses it here, and a flag is thrown. And Whitaker got the first down if the play stands, and Davis made the tackle. Looks like ran up a hold. Yep, against Baylor.
Well, you know this play, Bill, I think it's kind of a risky play, actually. You take that ball and you pitch it back towards your goal line. Bad things can things can happen. Take a look here as a quarterback here, and you don't want to make a mistake in this area of the field and pitching that ball back there.
Wow.
And I guess they're confident in their ball skills. And 11 seconds here to go, and I would have. I said it before. I'm not going to guess again.
Because that's what you're doing right now.
I don't have Lee Hayes' number tonight, that's for sure. Lee Hayes, the offensive coordinator for the Bears.
Again, you think, all right, boys, we got the penalty here, 2nd and 15, but
it's got me off balance.
Hey, what the heck? You're looking for your first league win.
He's still throwing.
And it's incomplete.
Wow.
And that should be the final play of an exciting first half. And I don't know if anyone expected to see it go down the way it has, but Baylor with 307 yards of offense and still trailing by 2 touchdowns, 28-14.
Well, they came out firing defensively. They did a good job slowing down Oklahoma. They got the first points on the board, and OU kind of came back, and then some momentum plays. You get the offense making a big strike with the last play before that drive, and really turn the momentum.
Well, let's find out what Bob Stoops has to think. Emily Jones is standing beside him.
Well, Coach Stoops, no shortage of big plays in this one. How do you contain Whitaker?
Well, you know, defensively, that's the last play. We busted coverage. We just got to be disciplined to stay in our zones. They've hurt us on a couple of run plays where, again, we didn't fit it right. So we've got it. We're not doing the job defensively at all. We're giving up all kind of big plays.
You've got to be proud, though, of the way your team has responded. It seems like every time they have a big play, you answer right back.
Well, we have, and DeMarco made a huge play there and on his own, really. So we need to be a lot better defensively.
All right, best of luck in the second half, Coach. We appreciate the time. Time now for us to head to L.A., check in with Mike and DeMarco, guys.
Emily, thank you very much, and welcome to the Sonic Halftime Report. Number 5, Oklahoma, Baylor at the half. I've always said before.
I'm making plays.
Wait.
I've
always said before, DeMarco has all the answers. Today, it's DeMarco Murray who had the answer.
2 out of the 3 phases, Oklahoma looks great. Offensively, I like it. 0 turnover. Special teams, just saw the big kickoff return for touchdown. Defensively, getting beat with their eyes right now.
Who spelled DeMarco wrong, Mrs. Murray or Mrs. Farr?
He did, yes.
Right.
My name is spelled
If you have
correctly.
that, all right, go ahead and text us that or any question that might be on your mind. 310-739-7149. Now your mother's going to be angry with me. I apologize. Don't forget, Raw Chalk. Should the new number 1 actually be KU? That and more coming up right here, right now on the Sonic Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the University of Oklahoma, where the Sooners lead the Baylor Bears in Big 12 football 28-14. Anything but your garden variety halftime score of 28-14, though. Bill Landgary reasons with you. Got a couple of teams that put up almost 600 yards of offense, and it has just been an incredibly exciting game.
It's been a lot of big plays in this football game. Both teams running the football, passing the football, big numbers around the board.
All right, let's take a look at our first half stats here that are brought to you by Polaris.
You take a look at not just the rushing yards of this football game, pretty equal there, and look at the passing yardage in this football game. Total yardage just a little bit of the favor of the Bears, but they do not have the points. The one turnover, the chance they had a chance to put points on the board, with a turnover in this ball game intercepted by the Sooners. So overall, it's a very close, contested football game. Now let's go down to the field with Emily Jones with Coach Morris.
Guys, thanks. Coach, your team's making some big plays, but it seems like OU's had the answer for them.
Well, they have. You know, we should have about 10 more points, and our kickoff coverage team hurt us a little bit. But our kids are fired up. We're coming out and see if we can continue to make these plays.
Are you surprised by the spark that Whitaker has given you?
Well, this is his home up here. He's showing off for Mom and Dad tonight. That's a good thing.
What'd you tell your team at the half?
Let's just keep our composure, keep making plays, and get after them.
All right, congratulations. Good luck, guy. Appreciate it. Thanks for the time, guys. Back up to you.
All right, and DeMarco Murray trying to repeat history. Flag is thrown as he runs out of bounds near the 45-yard line on the Oklahoma side on the second half kickoff. We'll sort that out.
Yeah, one important thing I think that the guy Morris told Emily Jones is that they left 10 points on the board. I mean, on the field. They had an opportunity for a field goal.
22.
Short field goal.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Short field goal that was wide, and then the interception in the end zone by Reggie Smith that negated Baylor's chance to put points on the board after a turnover.
The holding call will bring that nice return back by Murray, who had the touchdown on the return earlier. All right, let's take a look at the stars tonight. Certainly Murray among them with 3 TDs, 1 on the kick return. Bradford, another nice, smooth, flawless performance so far. And Whitaker, pass receiving and running the football. Huge plays. Alan Patrick's in here to start Oklahoma on a 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. And he gets the football. A couple of nice players defensively there as Williams upended that play.
Good job springing out down the field here. You see the Sooners trying to get a speed sweep on the outside to Patrick. I'm impressed with the Baylor defensive front. They've held up okay in this football game, Bill. You know, there've been some big runs here by DeMarco Murray and company, but overall this defense, you think would have some holes in it. They've actually held up okay.
Yeah, as a defense, been giving up 446 yards a game, 10th in the league, 100 nationally. But they have been pretty sound. Here is just a beautifully executed play as Eldridge goes downfield to make the reception, or Finley, I should say, as Weideman was covering. But Bradford, you couldn't have put it in there any better.
Yeah, nice touch pass by Sam Bradford, tossing the ball after to Finley. Just up over the linebacker here, puts it into a spot in front of the cornerback who comes over. The safety can't make the play either, so Finley gets in a little hole there behind the linebackers in front of the secondary.
Bob Stoops would tell you, he tagged him with the Big Easy because the way he handles himself on and off the field was about the way that play was. Just nice and smooth, taking his time, making the decision. No big deal. And 1st and 10 at the 40. And nothing doing on this play as Gresham is stopped by Williams.
Good job by Jeremy Williams, just coming off the block on the outside and seeing the screen pass develop here. It's going to be a wide receiver screen, and Sam Bradford's just going to fake and toss it out there. And good job of reaction. Wow, hits him long around the knee. Almost a dangerous play there to the receiver.
Bradford, 1 TD pass tonight. Williams, a couple of good plays here to start the second half for Baylor. Bradford last week, 284 yards, 5 scores he threw for against the A&M Aggies. 2nd and 13 from the 37. Alan Patrick brought down as good pursuit by Baylor. He stopped at the 40-yard line. And he'll bring up 3rd and long now.
Now you got to have a good linebacker play here against this OU defense, excuse me, this OU offense, and that means Joe Pavlak, the middle linebacker. He's got to read well. He's got to be able to adjust between the run game and the pass game. He's in the middle there, and he's got to be able to adjust to both things that happen here. You see him in the run game early on, and have a chance to break up that play as well.
Brown in the backfield on a 3rd down and 10. Oklahoma's 2 of 5 in 3rd down conversions. Bradford, good protection here, and it is complete, and going all the way, Johnson with a touchdown. Manuel Johnson, 40 yards and a TD. 60, I should say. Beg your pardon for the other 40.
Well, that's how quick it can happen for this Sooner football team. Sam Bradford throws it out there. Manuel Johnson able to get behind the secondary, and good job of tossing it out there. And he just runs right under this football, and easy step into that football for Sam Bradford to throw it. And doesn't make the tackle there on the outside. Josh Bell trying to get one hand on him. That's not going to work against Manuel Johnson.
Junior out of Gilmer, Texas, and gets his first TD reception of the year. 5 plays, 81 yards. He made it look easy. Oklahoma doesn't fool around. Up 35-14. Sooners. College football Saturday on FSN, the Dr. Pepper Big 12 game of the week. And it's brought to you by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. By Sport Clips, where guys win. By Yamaha ATVs, ain't nothing tougher than Yamaha. And the first down marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% on brand name products. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O. And Sam Bradford resting comfortably. 245 yards passing, 14 of 18 and 2 TDs.
How's that for efficiency?
Scoring drive, just 5 plays, 81 yards, 2:34 to start the half. And Geddes, the deep man, along with Johnson for Baylor, and it comes to Geddes. 10, 20, and stop near the 22-yard line, and that's where Baylor will operate here, as Pleasant and Tennell make the stop for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's kind of opening things up here in the second half, taking a big strike and down the field Emmanuel Johnson, and just jumping on Baylor here to start this third quarter for Blake Zemansky's got to come back and answer. He's had pretty decent numbers here tonight himself, but Sam Bradford's pretty much on fire, Bill, and he's a young guy that's done a great job leading the football team for Oklahoma, continuing to just put up stellar numbers.
Quick the game can change, though, as White's TD pass reception made it 21-14, and then Murray takes it to the house on the kickoff return. And then to start the second half, OU's first drive just takes 2:34, and you look up and it's 35-14. Baker and Smith make the tackle this time on Whitaker. Whitaker 107 yards rushing in the first half, and also their leading receiver on 6 grabs for 61 yards.
And Coach Morris not missing the fact that Brandon Whitaker kind of coming home and playing in front of friends and family and making a night of it. Senior, you can do that.
Edmond, Oklahoma, just north of Oklahoma City at Santa Fe High School. I mentioned earlier the teammate of Reggie Smith on the Oklahoma side going head-to-head, both making big plays tonight. 2nd and 8 at the 24. And this one is complete. Whitaker sheds a tackler, scrambles near the 30-yard line. See where they spot the football. Need to get to the 32. Lofton making the tackle, and here's Whitaker's first half action.
Yeah, pretty impressive with what he's been able to do. Running the football, as you talked about, Bill, just a long run here. Outruns the OU defense, and then gets the ball into the end zone here with a nice run here right up the middle of the field and just runs away from everybody. Impressive young man here, is doing a good job of making plays on the ground and also catching the ball well from his quarterback, Blake Zemansky.
So Whitaker, quite a story for Baylor. They need his effort here. It's 3rd and 2 at the 30, and Zemansky slips. Flag is thrown. Would appear to be against Oklahoma. We'll see here.
Offside. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. Penalty yardage is enough for a first down.
That's Alonzo Dotson, the senior out of Houston.
You know, that's an easy first down. You got Dotson up here, going to get a jump real quick, get across the neutral zone, and easier for Blake Zemansky. Couldn't get there on the first down of his run, but he's going to get a first down.
Those are the little things that eat at Coach Stoops there. That said, all right, we come out, we take control of this half, we shut him down, and now you give him a new set of downs to work with. Still on his feet. Whitaker.
You can see his balance, Bill, and what he does with the football. And he comes inside, goes back outside, and got as quick a burst as I've seen as anybody in the conference this season. Impressed with him.
197 pounds.
Whitaker start inside, then go outside and stay low, center of gravity. And these guys are hard to tackle, hard to find sometimes.
Well, he had a dual role in high school at Santa Fe Edmond with 2,900 yards rushing and 1,100 receiving in his final 2 years for 27 touchdowns. And it's a 2nd and 4 at the 41 now. Baylor, a lot of work to do, though. They're on a 21-point hole. And the fake to Finley on the option, and Zemansky meets an OU wall and turns and slips and falls as Walker was there to cover.
Yeah, another flag on the penalty on the play here, Bill. Offsides against the defense one more time. DeMarcus Granger, and he didn't want to have anything to do with Marcus Walker coming on the outside. Marcus did a good job at the cornerback spot, turning the thing back in, but it's going to be a free 5 yards for Baylor.
Like, whoops.
No first down.
So the Bears moving the chains, even though it's not the way they envision. Oklahoma giving them another opportunity. First and 10 at the 46. Szymanski to throw it here. And just throws it away. Baylor tonight with 321 yards of offense, 140 rushing, 181 passing. And coming in, they were third in the country as far as highest percent of total offense from the pass. Texas Tech, ironically, or interestingly, number 1. Hawaii, number 2. Baylor was getting 80% of its yardage through the air. So the balance has worked for them.
It's all been by the legs of number 2.
Yeah. Second and 10 here. Certainly appear to be a throwing situation, but they have kept Oklahoma off balance with mixing it up. The 46. 9:57 to go third quarter. Whitaker. Tackled by Curtis Lofton. Lofton, the junior from Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Having just a superb season. He had 18 tackles against Missouri in that win. First down markers brought to you by Overstock.com. With the convenience of shopping at home, you can save up to 70% on amazing deals from Overstock.com. It's all about the O. And it's 3rd and 4 for the Baylor offense now. At the 48-yard line of Oklahoma. Whitaker split out wide right this time. See if they look for him again as Szymanski back to pass. Got time and drills a man. And again, spotted for the first down, it would appear, as Baker makes the tackle on Ernest Smith.
Ernest Smith comes across the field. Take a look here at these two receivers. They almost run into each other. They do, and right there in front of the umpire. And Smith catches a football in front of Lewis Baker.
A lot of traffic out there.
Brent Venables trying to dial some things in here against his Baylor offense, going with 3 down linemen sometimes, 4 down linemen, and changing up who's going to rush on the outside.
So they move the chains again, and it's 1st and 10 at the 44 of the Sooners. Szymanski on the option. Tucks it under, and is tackled near the 42, picks up a couple.
Just joining us, we talked about how Baylor, they have installed kind of the read zone option here for Blake Szymanski with his football team. A little different than what Texas Tech does. This is an offensive style just like that. Lee Hayes, the offensive coordinator at West Texas A&M a couple seasons ago, came to Baylor last year and installed this offense. And we talked about it earlier, Bill. He spent a lot of time with Texas Tech and up the road with Mike Leach and learning this offense. And he's got to put a few different wrinkles on it with his Baylor football team.
Lofton, last tackle, that's 8th in the nation. Tackles a game, a better than 11 a contest. And not much happening on this run as Lofton is there once again on Brandon Whitaker. Lofton now with 8 tackles on the night. Once again leading Oklahoma.
It's a 3rd down and long here for Blake Szymanski in the plus side of the field at the 42-yard line. So I'm not sure this is 2-down territory or not yet for Baylor here to get a 1st down, but you might want to think so. If you get 4 or 5 yards, and this might even go for it on 4th down.
Missed their only field goal attempt earlier. They got a big margin to make up. He drills it for the 1st down across the middle down to the 20-yard line. And that will move the chains. Ernest Smith once again, tackled by Reggie Smith.
Now, Ernest Smith does a nice job of coming inside, and that's where a lot of traffic is. And the quarterback, Szymanski, we're going to take a look at him here to come up and just work inside on the field. And Blake Szymanski waits for him to come inside. Watch this strike he throws over the linebackers in front of the safety who's back there. That's Reggie Smith. Actually, the cornerback getting deep on that throw.
Ernest Smith, 3rd reception, 23 yards on that pickup. He's got 40 yards receiving tonight. And it's a 1st down at the 19 of the Oklahoma Sooners. Szymanski. And they hand it off the end around this time. And it's Smith again, whether it was Thomas White, I should say. And he is brought down near the 13. Baker making the tackle.
I think Coach Stoops is wanting an illegal block here. You take a look here as the receiver comes around, and you can't block below the waist on the outside. And that's what they're calling that right there. That's probably an illegal block, and that's what Coach Stoops is hollering on the field on the sideline.
Our Prudential Retirement red zone numbers. Take a look here as that's where Baylor is on a 2nd and 3. And 24 opportunities and 13 touchdowns. Oklahoma's OU defense is tops in the Big 12 in defending in the red zone. Now roaring here. Sooners lead it by 21. Szymanski and Crew trying to answer. Whitaker slides forward to the market near the 7. Allen Davis. What you got to like about him, he's always going forward. I mean, they're always having to bring that spot back. He is always looking for that extra yard.
Yeah, he's got a nice burst. He really does, Bill, and he's always trying to stretch that ball out. And he's elusive. He's a hard runner. He's got good center of gravity, and he's not easy to bring down to the ground.
Whitaker wide out this time. 5 wideouts for Szymanski to deal with on a 1st and goal at the 7. And to the end zone and incomplete. Intended for Smith. DJ Wolf covering.
I don't know if this is a drop here or not here by Ernie Smith. The ball was thrown down right at the goal line by Blake Szymanski, and a little turn in route there. Take a look at it here as we go from the outside in, and Smith is going to run a little slant route. I think it hit him in the breadbasket, Bill, and just popped out.
Pretty good delivery by Szymanski. So it's 2nd and goal at the 7. Geddes wide left. Fenty also in the slot on the left. Now Whitaker comes out of the stack, and flag going to be thrown here. Not get it off in time?
No, I think we're going to have an encroachment by the defense.
Start, 74 offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I want Thad Boatner to jump up out of the stance there and send Baylor back 5 yards.
A guy shaking his head saying, I've seen this bad nightmare before. So Boatner called for it.
Well, it's 2nd and goal now, so it's outside the 10-yard line at the 12.
Szymanski intercepted Oklahoma. Granger, the 25 and out of bounds, and another turnover in the red zone, just like the first half where Baylor had it picked off by Reggie Smith. This time it is picked off by DeMarcus Granger. He is tackled by Baylor's Jason Smith, and OU.
Well,
let them know how happy they are.
A little zone blitz here dialed in by defense coordinator Brent Venables here. DeMarcus Granger is going to be the defensive tackle. He just backs up into coverage, and the ball is thrown out there by Szymanski. And good job by the big fella going up for the football. Running down the field, a little rumbling and stumbling there. Nice, nice job after catching the football.
And Oklahoma getting its 16th interception of the season. First of the year for Granger. Murray in the backfield on a 1st and 10, and he is fresh and ready to go. It's tugging people with him across the 35 to near the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that really hurts a football team, and the momentum really built for Baylor. Had a nice drive going down the field, helped with a couple of penalties along the way, but getting inside the red zone early in the ball game, they threw an interception in the corner of the end zone, and now this interception inside the 10-yard line to Granger. Just a huge momentum swing back to the Sooners.
Beg your pardon, that was Taylor with the interception, not Granger, so apologize for that. Taylor with the interception. Here is Bradford. And it is complete. Murray hit hard near the boundary at the 48-yard line.
And then the offense by the Oklahoma Sooners, what they do is they just go ahead and click, 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 and get yardage down the field. And Sam Bradford is going to work. You can see the wide side of the field is where they're going out here.
Chris Brown comes in now after Lamar making the tackle on that play.
Just a flat underneath there, and nobody covered DeMarco Murray.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. The OU 49 with 5:12 to go here in the 3rd, and 35-14. Bradford. All day to throw. Receiver open and grabbed at the 33-yard line as Tennell is brought down by Whiteman.
Personal foul, roughing the passer number 88. That's a 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
You take a look at it here. There's great protection by the Sooner offensive line. He throws the football, and then there's a late hit there, which is going to be tacked on at the end of this run here. And Tennell catches the football.
And that was a foolish play.
Yeah, it really didn't need to happen. And
he had gotten rid of it well ahead of time. A little frustration showing on Baylor's part right now.
The Bears shaking up on the sideline over there. Sam Bradford, just look at him and what he's done tonight. His numbers are impressive, Bill.
Once again, same old story. And Josh Heupel sitting there. What a great guy to have as your tutor as well. As Heupel setting so many passing marks. Bradford tonight is 15 of 19 for 258 and 2 scores. Coming in on the year, 2,156 yards and completing 69% of his passes. And he's also passed Cale Gundy as far as passing yardage in a season tonight with his effort. And running backs coach. So he gets done here. He's going to pass Josh Heupel some stuff. He's going to tell his coaches, see you later.
Takes to put him in the rearview mirror.
Bell makes the tackle on the play. And a second down coming up for Oklahoma. And another Baylor player, it appears, down. And that's sadly been part of the Baylor story this year and their demise with the injuries. And when you're a program that is trying to compete with what's going on in the Big 12, and particularly the Big 12 South, as far as the commitments that have been made for quite a while at these programs, and you lose a few key players or two, and then you struggle a little bit at the beginning of the year, it's just like an avalanche, Gary.
Yeah, I think then the recruiting wars and the battles are being won primarily by OU and Texas and the likes of them, and it's harder for Baylor to get those players, and we'll talk more about that later.
All right, we'll take a brief timeout as injured players attended to. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The injured player was Jeff Nelson. More on him later. Our Prudential Retirement red zone numbers now on the Oklahoma offense with the Sooners 2nd and 6 and the ball on the 14. 39 opportunities, 30 touchdowns, and 5 field goals. So second in the Big 12 Conference. Great work down there. Sooners 2nd and 6. Into the man in motion. Now Chris Brown taking it forward. Picks up a couple. Brown coming in averaging 4.3 per carry, 5 scores on the ground, and nearly 43 yards a game. Bryant makes the tackle.
Jeff Nelson out of the ballgame, Bill, senior defensive end, guy that they've kind of anchored that defensive end spot for him. So Baylor not without one of their better players.
Yeah, he started every game last year as well as this season. And the injuries continue to mount. The Bears will take on Oklahoma State next weekend in Waco. Right now, they're just trying to hang tough in the red zone against this haunted OU offense. It's 3rd and 6 from the 14. Brown flares out of his backfield spot. They zip it across the middle. Touchdown, Johnson. Manuel Johnson gets his 2nd touchdown of the season. Both of them tonight. This is a 14-yard pass from Bradford, who gets his 3rd TD pass of the evening.
Yeah, well executed by Oklahoma. They bring Jermaine Gresham a little bit short. He's going to sit down around the goal line. And a lot of eye contact there because 4 touchdowns in the red zone last week for the Sooners. And thrown to the back of the end zone, though, to Manuel Johnson on the 2nd level. Nice strike that time by quarterback Sam Bradford.
Bradford at 28 touchdown passes now. And Oklahoma going 73 yards in 2 minutes, 15 seconds off the clock. The kick is good by Hartley, and the Sooners make it 42-14. We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottlers. Sooners 42, Baylor Bears 14 here on FSN. Tomorrow night, be there live for the first show that breaks down the new BCS standings, the official BCS rating show. It's exclusively on FSN. Find out who's moving up, who's moving out, and who's moving on towards a berth in a BCS bowl game. The official BCS rating show tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. only on FSN. And if you've been in a cave all day, Ohio State lost earlier today to Illinois. Sam Bradford's 3 TD passes are giving Oklahoma the number 5 BCS team a good shot at racking up win number 9 of the season here. And also, Oklahoma State is currently leading Kansas, who is the number 4 BCS team. Make sure you catch that program. Here on the kick return is Geddes. Hops his way out near the 35-yard line. And Jacob Gutierrez makes the tackle. Gutierrez, a backup running back, also not a special teamer. And the Bears with 3:42 to go in the third quarter will get a 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. 6 plays, 73 yards for that last Oklahoma score.
You make a mistake, give it a turnover, and they put points on the board. That's what Oklahoma does. And Szymanski going back out there to get his offense going. Unfortunate miscue there in the throw and the interception by the defense.
They've had 2 interceptions in the red zone, and they also missed a field goal tonight of 38 yards. This one incomplete. As Szymanski, boy, he had Thomas White. There wasn't anybody within, what, 30 yards of him streaking down the far sideline?
Yeah, now the defense came down inside. Take watching the right side of your screen. You might see at the top of your screen, have a receiver come in here, and then the corner. Nobody's out there for Thomas White.
Although Smith was open too, Szymanski just couldn't hit him.
Yeah, just the ball fell underneath. I talked with Lee Hayes yesterday about his quarterback, Blake Szymanski, and he feels like, his arm may not be as strong as it was to start this season. And so they really worked him hard in spring and fall camp and trying to grade every throw, and it feels like that it may be having an impact here. They made him throw so precision. They graded those quarterbacks as far as being able to come out and play and compete, and feel like that his arm might not be as lively as it was early in the year.
Came in 210 of 379 in the passing game, and something that doesn't get talked about with all these spread offenses, Gary, is that I assume it's no different than a pitcher who goes out and throws 130, 140 pitches. Sooner or later, you need a little break or you have a little problem with it sometime. It takes a while to build that up. 3rd and 4, the 41, Szymanski in trouble, dumps it off. Whitaker went forward, and he's got the first down at the 46-yard line. And Allen Davis making the stop for Oklahoma.
Well, just enough. You take the tailback. He's not going to block. Just keep an eye on him. He's going to move up here and then get outside of the backfield. And the linebackers are dropping out of there. He's a check down, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. It's just enough for that first down.
Joel Land, Gary Reasons, Emily Jones with you here in Oklahoma. Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, where the Sooners lead at 42-14. And it's 1st and 10 at the 47 for Baylor. And they fake the handoff to the back coming around, and then the quarterback Szymanski is shoved out of bounds by Reggie Smith, and a flag is thrown.
And kind of a late push there by Smith out of bounds, and actually the hands up around the head, I think, is what really might have been the penalty there. Take a look here on the outside, and Szymanski with the fake, but Reggie Smith not fooled. Good job of staying at home.
Number 11 on the defense. Late hit out of bounds. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Szymanski's hand was up in the face master Reggie Smith. It wasn't the other way around.
Luke Lamar was the back that came around that he faked the ball to. And Oklahoma penalties now. Oklahoma 4 for 25 yards. They've been costly though. 1st and 10 at the 41. Baylor trying to threaten again. Szymanski on the option. Whitaker. Boy, is Oklahoma moving. Curtis Lofton, does he show great range or what?
I don't think Curtis Lofton's going to beat a clock, but I think he's got enough football in him to get out there and make a play. The middle linebacker, and this is a play where I think Brandon Whitaker needs to use his speed. Just go ahead and continue to the sideline, but he slows down and comes underneath, trying to cut back underneath. And Curtis Lofton, good enough linebacker to get his weight down and good center of gravity to make a good tackle on the outside.
Lofton 10 tackles now tonight to once again lead Oklahoma. He's getting some postseason award notice now and pushed by the Oklahoma staff. They don't start out promoting anyone. They let players earn it, and as they get to this point of the season, then they inform the voters as to what the numbers are. And a great heat put on the quarterback Szymanski that time. Lewis Baker coming in from the linebacker spot.
He's outside of the pocket. The official is talking about Szymanski, and you see the pressure by Baker. So no intentional grounding. And Szymanski's going to see pressure on his right side. He's going to try to elude him and get around him. So he gets outside of the pocket here. And as he does that, there's no intentional grounding call.
So it's 3rd down and 11 now for the Baylor Bears. The Bears, who led it 7-0, then gave up 3 scores, had a 75-yard TD pass to White to make it 21-14, and then 3 more Oklahoma scores, find themselves down 42-14. And a timeout, Oklahoma here. Their first of the half. Baylor's 5 of 9 in third down situations tonight.
Bill, we talked about Guy Morris and his situation down there at Baylor, and what he's done over the last 5 years, I think is pretty impressive. You take the previous 6 years with Baylor and their football coaches and what they've done. Well, they've only won 13 football games in that 6-year period, but now with 5 years with Guy Morris at the helm, they've actually won 18 football games, and I think 6 or 8 of those have been Big 12 conference wins. So, it hasn't been a lot or big wins, but it's been enough to where he's been able to kind of keep the ship going the right direction. I think they need to stand behind him, but that may not happen this year.
Let's take a look at the standings, and you start with the North. Valero with the standings, and Kansas trailing Oklahoma State at the moment, 14-10. The Missouri, K-State is Missouri winner today. K-State loses to Iowa State, or Colorado defeats. Hold on here. To the end zone, yes, touchdown Baylor. Again, it is Thomas White. They go for 6 and get it on a 3rd and 11.
He just outruns the secondary that time, gets between the 2 safeties, and actually one of the linebackers trying to get in coverage there. And Szymanski just threads the needle. Watching the right side, Josh White's going to come here, and the middle linebacker's trying to run down the middle of the field. Can't catch up to him, and Ryan Reynolds can't get there to make the play.
Thomas White with 1:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the kick by Caleb Allen is good, and it's 42-21. Lead cut in half.
Good look here by the quarterback, stepping up into the throw and throwing it out there to Thomas White. It's a nice strike, and just catching him into defense where the defense is vulnerable, because they're asking the linebacker to cover the middle of the field all the way down to the end zone, and White with a little more speed than Ryan Reynolds.
Interesting story for the junior out of Plano. We'll send it down to Emily Jones.
Well, he is a great story. A walk-on last year. He actually had to go through an open tryout before Baylor's opener in 2004. He had an offer from Navy, but thought his speed might get him on with the Bears. Asked the coaches how fast he runs. They say he's a legit 4.4, but he'll tell you he's a 4.3. He's battled through injury, earned a scholarship for this season, and now he's on the board with a touchdown here tonight.
All right, thanks, Emily. And 2 big scores in the passing game, and Szymanski is now set the single-season Baylor passing record with 2,594 yards, 256 tonight with 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's Baylor with 418 yards of offense. Oklahoma 422. What is that? 8:40 with still a quarter and a minute 30 to go.
Are you tired?
I'm loving it. Tell you what. Defensive coaches aren't.
No, they're not happy at all.
Baylor's thinking coulda, shoulda, woulda on those 2 interceptions now. Murray looking for a little protection. Here comes the speed. He nearly broke that one out to the 37-yard line. Williams makes the tackle. Once again, here's the touchdown pass by the Baylor Bears.
Well, if you hold it right there, here's going to be White on the top, and here's Ryan Reynolds, okay? And this is a 4-4 guy, 4-3, as Emily said, and then Ryan Reynolds is being asked to cover him down the middle of the field, and not going to happen here. Just too much speed going down the field, with the linebacker able to catch up with him.
White. Yeah, that's productivity.
Sure is.
Brown in the backfield for Oklahoma now. Bradford's completed his last 8 passes. He hands this one off, and Chris Brown picks up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up. Leon Freeman made the tackle, a junior out of Vero Beach, Florida, for Baylor.
Well, for Guy Morris and your football team, you got to be encouraged by the offensive explosion, the big play capability that they've had. Their defense has shown some signs early in the ball game of being resilient to slow down this Oklahoma offense. And there's been some good things, but they obviously just don't have everything clicking right now. The talent level I think that Oklahoma has on the field, Bill, is a step above what Baylor has on the field. And hence the 42-21 score.
And on the carry,
handoff goes to
Chris Brown to the just shy of the 45-yard line.
And we were talking earlier about recruiting and those different things, and with what they recruit to Baylor, the academic standards are a little bit higher than some of the other schools in the Big 12. It's a program that's not as easy. They don't have a chance to get in on a lot of kids to come into that program, and that's what they go towards. And one of the things that they've done is they brought in a different style of offense, give them perhaps a chance to recruit some offensive linemen, receivers, those kinds of things. And what Lee Hayes has with this offense, I think gives them a chance to compete.
And it's also Guy Morris, of course, went to TCU, played for years in the NFL, and certainly is familiar with what it takes to get players to that level, has good Texas ties. Right now, he's got his work cut out for him as they go to the fourth quarter. It's 42-21, Oklahoma. Fourth quarter getting ready to be underway here in Norman. Bill and Gary Reasons, Emily Jones with you. The Sooners with a 42-21 lead. And as we start the fourth, they have a 3rd and 3 from their own 44-yard line. So Sam Bradford, who's 17 of 21 for 289 and 3 scores tonight with no picks. It's ready to fire here. Flag is thrown, and
Ball start number 23 offense. Third down.
Oklahoma's 6th penalty of the night.
Alan Patrick just kind of got his weight going forward, almost kind of went down into a stance, but didn't get set there before Bradford got the ball snapped.
How about that, Gary? Oklahoma 429 yards of offense through 3. Baylor 418. Szymanski 20 of 34 for 2 touchdowns, 256 yards, but he's got the 2 picks that are killers. Bradford just doesn't seem to make mistakes.
No, he's not making mistakes with football. Good decisions.
3rd and 8 now for Bradford and company. Play clock?
Yeah.
Timeout. They got the timeout first. So they take a timeout here to start the fourth quarter. Hang with us on FSN. We'll be back. It's still 42-21. Here's our Yamaha ATV game summary with the Sooners up 21. Offenses rule tonight. Bradford having another huge night. DeMarco Murray's got 2 other touchdowns besides that kickoff return. And it's 3rd and 8 for Oklahoma now as we finally will start the fourth quarter. All on the 39. Chris Brown is in the backfield as Bradford comes up to change the play. And going deep. And caught, amazingly so, by Johnson. I don't know how he came up with that one, but he did. And it's a 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Emmanuel Johnson's going to be the one who's the only one looking back for the football, Bill. He sees the ball a little bit underthrown by Sam Bradford. He just circles around and job of getting down underneath the football and coming up with a catch.
A sensational catch by the junior from Gilmer, Texas. He's got his first 2 touchdowns of the season. He's been a target most of the year. Had 18 receptions for 184 yards coming in. Having a huge night tonight.
Jordan Lake in coverage there, can't make the play.
On the 1st and 10 to keep it on the ground here. Brown, the ball carrier. Jake Lamar makes the tackle. Oklahoma tonight, as usual, Bradford spreading it out. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different receivers, and Johnson is over 100 yards in receiving with 126 yards now, and that makes it 6 games this year that OU's had a 100-yard receiver. Brown in the backfield for a 2nd and 8 at the 17. Fumble. Bradford dives on it. Should be 3rd and 11 now coming up.
This ball does not get put in the tailback's breadbasket there. Sam Bradford just didn't get it in there.
Send it down to Emily Jones. Got some Wild fans hanging out.
Well, guys, one of the most fun aspects of my job is getting to select the Jack Links Wild fans of the game. This time it goes to 8 guys who have painted their bodies to spell out Oklahoma. And when we pick a group, you have to designate a spokesman. And there's a reason you're the spokesman. Tell us why.
I bought the paint and stuff.
He bought the paint, so he is the spokesperson. Guys, these are our Jack Links Wild fans of the game.
So deserving. Let's see if they go nuts again on 3rd and 11. Bradford taking his time. Now he's finally flushed out of the pocket. Finds a receiver at the 15. And Iglesias, who is brought down at the 11-yard line. shy of the first down.
Bob Stoops doesn't hesitate, think he's going to put the field goal team out there, but Iglesias makes himself available on the sideline for Sam Bradford. Nobody coming open there for him to throw the football to. So on the right side of the field here, you see Iglesias just sitting down on the sideline there and trying to get that yardage for the first down, but a yard or two short here.
Hartley comes on. Garrett Hartley, senior out of Southlake, Texas, and 6 of 8 on the year. His longest 53 yards. And this is a 27-yarder on a 4th and 1 at the 10-yard line. Funny business. He booms it, and it is good. So the 27-yarder by Hartley, and Oklahoma tacks on 3 more. We'll be back after this one. 45-21. It is Oklahoma in control with 12:16 to go here in Norman, as the Sooners and Bob Stoops get ready to kick it off. And again, the scoring drive, 7 plays, stalled after 53 yards, and Hartley connects on the 27-yard field goal, and Oklahoma with a 45-21 lead.
Pretty comfortable with how things are going here late in this ball game. And Sam Bradfordville, he's on fire.
Tell you what, he just makes the game look easy. And this one, Geddes will keep it right there. And let's not forget, he's surrounded by an outstanding offensive line. 3-headed monster at the running back position. 3 tight ends that can play about anywhere in the country. A great set of wideouts, and still, he's playing very well, but he has all the complements around him.
Yeah, you have to have those tools, and he's got those around him, but, you know, he's got to make the throws. He's got to make the decisions with the football. And that's the most impressive thing about him. And see, young Blake Zemansky, you know, in his 2nd year running this offense, you know, he's not at the same level, I think, that operating as Sam Bradford is, and it's obviously a little bit different offensive system. You're asked to throw the ball more. You're actually demanded of the quarterback with what Baylor's doing tonight.
Zemansky started the last 3 games of last season before coming in after Whitaker ran into the wall that time.
Just going to check it down here to Brandon Whitaker on the outside, and good job by Lewis Baker coming up and making a good firm tackle on him.
First down markers brought to you by Overstock.com. Live better with savings up to 70% on amazing deals from Overstock.com. It's all about the O. You think about Zemansky. You could bring in Bradford. He's still having a heck of a year for his first full year as a starter, setting the passing mark that he is. It's just Bradford has just been off the charts, literally. Zemansky, just a sophomore.
He's kind of eclipsing Sean Bell's numbers at down in Waco at Baylor. Most receptions, most touchdowns, pretty much most everything.
Zemansky tonight, 21 of 35 for 250, 2 picks, 2 scores. Both of those scores long ones to White. And on the other side there is Bradford, who has been 19 of 23 for 341 yards and 3 scores. Just incredible night for Bradford that becomes just kind of okay, another day at the office. 2nd and 16 following the penalty. And nothing doing here. Davis in on the play.
Davis has played pretty well out there. Austin English not playing for Oklahoma this week. With the fracture in his leg, and he could play. They say it's just a hairline fracture, and he may be able to go next week when Oklahoma plays Texas Tech, and they'll need all their weapons there, because that's that offense that they're seeing tonight. Well, it's a lot more explosive, a lot more execution oriented with Texas Tech and running things at, on average, 200 yards a game more.
3rd and 14, Whitaker the back. Coming out of the backfield, and watch out, that ball's loose. As Zemansky gets sacked.
He pulled the ball back, Bill, and it just went backwards. He falls right on top of it there, so almost a huge play there for the Sooner defense to come up with that one. Zemansky just lucky to fall right on top of it. Watch him bring the ball back.
The Sooners 11th in the country in sacks per game at 3.2, and backs up Baylor here. Bennett will get credit for it.
Well, look out here now. This is not a good situation for Baylor. You kick into a dangerous kick returner and Reggie Smith, and He's got end zone on his mind.
No block on. Epperson gets it off, and here comes the return game as Franks to the 20, and Franks, you know those kick returners going, oh, here's my shot. And Oklahoma in great scoring opportunity again. Lake made the tackle on that play. We'll be right back here in the fourth. The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Football Game of the Week on FSN is presented by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. And brought to you in part by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. By Liberty Mutual, responsibility. What's your policy? And by Whataburger, just like you like it. Oklahoma, after that kick return by Franks, sets up to start the drive at the 15 of Baylor. 1st and 10, 9:48 to go in the fourth. And up the middle is Alan Patrick. Patrick had some big games this year. 113 against Utah State, 145 against Tulsa. Last week against A&M, 15 for 70. Francis makes the tackle here. He came in with 582 yards, Brown with 343, and Murray 575 right in between them.
They're just doing the same thing as they always do, and that's use all three tailbacks in this offense and giving all of them opportunities in the ball game.
And if needed, they're really 5 deep. They got Moises Madou, they got Jacob Gutierrez. 2nd and 6 from the 11. Patrick brought down maybe a loss on the play that time. Freeman making the tackle.
Freeman doing a good job coming off the edge and just coming up right here to make the play. Goes inside the big tackle and gets back there and makes nice penetration.
3rd and 6 coming up. Murray comes in as well as Johnson and Iglesias. Johnson having a huge night with a couple of TD receptions. Marco Murray's got 3 touchdowns in the game. 3rd time this year he's had 3 or more. Maybe had 5 in the opener against North Texas. And it's 3rd and 6 at the 11. Bradford. And it is picked off by Baylor as the Bears come up with the INT, and it is Chris Francis, 5'11", 230, the freshman from Cedar Hill, Texas. And it was intended for Johnson, and he comes up with a tackle, not the reception.
Yeah, just thrown into traffic here. Sam Bradford trying to fit it in there, and you see the white shirts and trying to get up over him, and job of making a play with your hands and an interception here, turning away at the Sooner offense.
Kelly was also in there. Let's see. Maybe going for Kelly. The thing with Kelly, you can't throw it too high.
No.
You got to give him the opportunity to go up and get it. Just the 6th interception this year for Sam Bradford. Well, and it gives those OU fans that are here in the middle of the 4th quarter saying, all right, they're right down here in our end now. 1st and 10 from the 2. And they run it out of the end zone as hard carry by Finley. And let's send it back to Mike Goldberg with a Dr. Pepper game break.
Bill, and then there were two unbeatens, Kansas and Hawaii. Number 4 Kansas, Oklahoma State. Brandon McAnderson gives the Jayhawks the lead. Now they lead right now in the second, 20-14, but keep in mind they've lost 5 straight to the Cowboys, never beaten them under the Big 12 banner.
And a wild one last year that Oklahoma State won up in Lawrence, so they certainly won't be overconfident. Thank you very much. As it's just hard to believe that who thought we'd have a season where Notre Dame was, what, 1-8 going their game today, and Kansas the unbeaten team. And
yeah, I think that Notre Dame may have dropped again to Air Force today.
Yep, they did. So they dropped to 1-9, and Kansas trying to stay unbeaten against Oklahoma State. Here, Baylor, 3rd and 2 on the 10, down 45-21. And Zamansky. Fumble, loose ball, and Baylor falls on it, and they're going to have to kick it away, though. Fortunate there, as ball carrier was 32, Jay Finley, the redshirt freshman from Corsicana, Texas, and Jeremy Beal
The ball popped out very quickly there as a quarterback just didn't get it set in there for Finley.
It was Beal that caused that fumble. That brings on the punter. And Epperson is back in his own end zone. Reggie Smith, the lone return man for Oklahoma at the midfield stripe. And Epperson. Smith from the 45. Backtracking a bit and lost a couple on that one. But Oklahoma still gets great field position with 6:11 remaining in the football game, and the Sooners leading at 45-21. We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper Bombers. Welcome to College Football Saturday, the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. Bill Land along with Gary Reasons, Emily Jones here at the University of Oklahoma, where the Sooners have a 45-21 lead. But as we talk about this BCS, you've got to have style points, as crazy as it is this year with Oklahoma having lost. So let's see if they can punch in another TD. 1st and 10 from the 49 of Baylor. And they hand it off to Murray. He's already got 3 scores. That's a pretty good guy to start it with. He gets down to the 41 of the Bears.
You look at this score, 45-21, Bill, 24-point lead here by Oklahoma. And they're just going to run the ball, I think, down here and try to punch it in. But Bob Stoops, I don't think he's going to try to do anything really remarkable through the air and just try to get his offense to be very efficient, what they do here. But I'm sure they would like to get another touchdown up on the board just to have folks to take a look at the score here, you know, that they win convincingly against Baylor.
2nd and 2 at the 41 for Oklahoma. Bradford finds a man wide open. Iglesias steps out of bounds. Well, and here's the other thing, that BCS with Ohio State having lost today at Illinois, LSU number 2, Oregon's number 3. Guess who's playing Oregon? Arizona, coached by Mike Stoops.
There you go.
OU fans certainly remember the one they think they were robbed of when they played Oregon out there. Well, Mike Stoops and Arizona's playing pretty well right now. They got a chance to really help Oklahoma out. Kansas, of course, is 4, then Oklahoma 5, and Missouri number 6. Missouri winning today pretty convincingly over Texas A&M. 1st and 10 at the 29 now. Murray in the backfield again. And slices forward and then hit near the 27-yard line. Oklahoma, of course, next week, Texas Tech in Lubbock, and that's no easy touch by any means. Then they finish with Oklahoma State on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Take a look at Baylor's offense, and they made some plays against this OU defense tonight. And it wasn't anything just super pretty by the Oklahoma defense. They made their mark, but overall, I think that Baylor showed that they can move the ball, and I think that Texas Tech, when they look at this game film, they're going to find some ways to perhaps with Mike Leach and what he does to exploit the Sooner secondary as well.
Yeah, the big plays are something that defensive guys will certainly moan. And it is 2nd down and 7. And the handoff going nowhere that time. But yeah, Malcolm Kelly had a 51-yard TD pass. Murray a 91-yard kickoff return, and Johnson a 60-yard TD pass reception. Let's check in now with Mike Goldberg and a Dr. Pepper game break. All right, apologize. We'll get back to them in just a moment. It's 3rd and 10 for Oklahoma here at the 29-yard line. Well, Francis jumped all the way over, finally just stopped and figured, all right, they're going to throw the flag. They didn't throw the flag. So then he runs back to the other side, and at that point, they finally do. It has not been the cleanest of games, folks, if you haven't been with us for the entire night.
Defense, that's a 5-yard penalty or down.
Watch this. Comes back and goes, oh, shucks.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Wait a minute, I get back. And then, hey, what are you stepping up there for? Yeah, that was Simmons, Brian Simmons, number 74, the big sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina. And once he moved to make contact, that caused the penalty. Glad to have the folks been watching the Indiana Pacers join us here now. It's 3rd and 5 for Oklahoma. And a timeout is called. Sooners lead it 45-21.
Timeout of the half.
As they call their final timeout of the half, Bob Stoops going, this is not pretty. His team up 24. Yeah, they're going to win the football game. But we were talking about if you want to maintain, particularly when you have a loss in this BCS battle, you got to get a few style points. And they're trying to punch one in here. And while they talk down there among themselves, let's send it down to Emily Jones with Joe Castiglione, the athletic director here at OU.
That's right. This one not a thing of beauty, but a win's a win, Joe. And with Ohio State going down, you guys will take it, right?
It's all about winning the game and getting ready for next week. Obviously, we still have a few minutes left here and want to finish strong. But as you say, winning football is what it's about. We're in position to get it done tonight.
You guys have set such a high standard here at Oklahoma. That first loss to Colorado, and it seemed like the world was ending. But just like that, you keep winning those football games, and there you are in the national title hunt in the BCS hunt.
Well, everybody wants to talk about what everybody else is doing, and instead of focusing on what you need to do, we need to do what every team needs to do. So that's what we're trying to do, win this game and get ourselves in a position to win the next one.
Two, not bad to have such high expectations. It's a good monster you've created here. You guys have all created here.
We'll take it. We love being in a place to be able to compete for championships.
All right, guys, send it back up to you.
All right, thank you, Emily. Thanks to Joe. Does a great job here. And a 3rd and 5.
Well, they
Oklahoma.
They have set the table to play for championships, Bill. No doubt about that. You know, Bob Stoops, his mantra is, you know, the first thing they want to do is they want to compete and win the Big 12 championship. They really put an emphasis on that with these players, and that is meaningful to them. And also you take a look at the opportunities to perhaps, you know, compete for a national championship, and they've had those opportunities and won some national championships with Coach Stoops here.
Yeah, he's got a national title in his pocket, 4 Big 12 championships, and in the hunt for both again. 4th and 2, they go for it. Murray, he'll score. DeMarco Murray gets his 4th touchdown of the night. And his 15 touchdowns, tying an Oklahoma record by a freshman, some guy named Peterson. Adrian Peterson in 04, yeah, who's now leading the NFL in rushing. So I don't know if Murray's got to head to that type of fame, but tell you what, redshirt freshman looking pretty good here tonight.
No doubt about that. Good job by the offensive line, giving him enough room out there. And usually that happens sometimes on a 4th and short. The defense kind of sucks up there and tries to get close to the line of scrimmage, and he just takes it around the edge and nobody there.
So Murray with the TD, and Oklahoma 51-21 with Garrett Hartley coming on for the PAT. And it is good. 52-21 Sooners, 2:48 remaining, and Murray is 4th TD of the night. And Whataburger, what a play, and what a play it is. It wasn't that last one. No, it's the touchdown on the kickoff return. Watch this thing.
He's moving pretty fast. And he looks fast out there.
So Murray, the 91-yard kickoff return, and Whataburger, what a play, no question. His 4th touchdown coming here, and the Sooners 52-21.
Marco Murray having a great season, and 15 touchdowns so far this year. Good for a freshman.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson. Coach Stoops said visit with him earlier in the week after his record-setting game in the NFL. Was a 296 he had. I think they finally figured out they can give him the ball more than 10 times a game up there in Minnesota, and he can handle it.
Yeah, he can handle it. He's just give him the football, let him go.
So the Sooners will kick it off here. And Geddes take a knee, and we'll check in now for Dr. Pepper game break. Mike Goldberg.
Well, yours is about done, Bill Lamb, but we've got more to go here on FSN. How about this kid? Jake Locker, the freshman, has thrown for nearly 1,700 yards this season. 10-15 in the East, 7-15 in the West. It's our nightcap from the Pac-10, Washington at Oregon State. Bill.
All right, we look forward to that. Another big Saturday day of football, college football Saturday here on FSN. And Oklahoma, a little, I wouldn't call it a scare, but Baylor was within a touchdown at 21-14, and then Oklahoma took control on that kickoff return by Murray, and they have not been threatened since then. Now, talking this BCS business, what does Oklahoma bring to the table? The number 5 strength of schedule, 72. The thing they've got going is Oklahoma, in this case, it would pull for Kansas tonight against Oklahoma State, pull for Mizzou to win again next week against Kansas State, so that those teams have the loftiest record when they would play them in the Big 12 championship game. That gives them the best opportunity to get there, to the national title game. Szymanski finds Geddes, and he takes a hard hit and hangs on near the 43-yard line. Williams, the defender.
Good job in the secondary, just coming up and making a physical play. And Darian Williams, watch number 41 come into play here, and he sees the ball thrown. And Baylor's offense, they continue to strike, try to throw the ball down the field and make plays.
Well, 433 yards of offense tonight to Oklahoma's 528. With 1:51 to go, 1st and 10 at the 43. Szymanski rolling out here, then drops it off. And Whitaker cuts right back. Well, he's not done working either. He stops at midfield at the 50, where Lofton is there to tackle him, getting his 11th tackle of the night. And what a night for Whitaker, returning to his home state.
2nd and 3 from the 50.
Senior out of Edmond.
He's had a pretty good ball game, pretty explosive here with what he's done, and been impressive and fun to watch.
He's run for 139 yards on 14 carries. And here he goes again. And dives forward near the 40-yard line. And Whitaker with 9 receptions and 68 yards. Williams makes the tackle this time on him.
Well, no quitting Baylor. Guy Morris's bunch, they're just coming out trying to do what they do offensively. Continue down the field here.
55 seconds to go. Szymanski, incomplete, looking for Ernest Smith.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Ernest Smith. Defending, Nick Harris.
Harris defending on the play.
Well, a lot of folks thought that last year was a real good opportunity for Guy Morris's football team to perhaps get to 6 wins, get to a bowl game with the talent that they had last year. They actually had a good opportunity for that, but they lost Sean Bell late in the season.
Nosedive.
To a knee injury, and it really just didn't set them up well to finish the season very well. And coming this year, they're losing those players, 4 guys that are currently on the NFL roster, so there's a lot of talent lost on that team. It's hard to replace.
2nd and 10 of the 40, and throwing deep and overthrowing everyone. Now, last year, the Bears went 4-8, 3-5 in the Big 12 after winning 1 game, and 2 games the 3 previous years. So building it, it's sometimes, and you understand with the business that is college football, but sometimes you do take that step back before you take 2 forward. And Baylor's talent level has certainly improved. They're getting a new on-campus workout facility. There's going to be a tremendous situation for them. It's about 2 or 3 years late from when it was originally planned, but good things have a chance to happen there. And Guy Morris is certainly hoping that he's the guy that's allowed to lead the program to that.
Well, things happen in cycles. I think the recruiting cycle is that, and you graduate guys, and they're just not easy to replace. You have to get guys with experience and reps, and that's the key in these programs these days, Bill, is to get quality depth. That when you have a player step out either from injury or from graduation, that you're able to just continue to keep going. Bob Stoops has that mechanism here at Oklahoma with the talent that they develop year in and year out, and it's not there yet at Baylor. They're trying to aspire to that, and Guy Morris is trying to put that together.
All right, certainly a tough situation. Timeout called here with 40 seconds remaining, and a 4th and 10 coming up for the Baylor Bears. And Baylor next week will take on Oklahoma State in the game that we'll have for you in FSN down in Waco.
Got a Bluetooth on.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird place to put your mouthpiece there.
I thought it was just a new stylish cell phone. That's kind of the trend here with OU football being so big.
Yeah, DeMarco, he's a good place to put that. Don't stick it on your helmet. You can put it right there behind the ear. He may have a little Bluetooth attachment for his cell phone too.
Yeah.
Kind of used to having it on there. Maybe he's expecting a call.
Well, let's see what Szymanski calls here on 4th and 10. He's in trouble. Drops it off. And Winokur. And he is stopped for basically no gain. Reynolds makes the tackle. And with 30 seconds remaining, Oklahoma will get the football back.
Well, Sam Bradford, what a night tonight, Bill. Tremendous accuracy with the football. The one errant throw there in the end zone, trying to stick one in there. Probably would like to pull that one back when he watches the game tape. But overall, I think he played very well tonight. He's got good command of this offense. And as a redshirt freshman, I tell you, he's just done an excellent job leading his team.
Take a look as he dished it around. Kelly again. 51 on that play. Manuel Johnson got his first 2 touchdowns of the year. He had a 60-yarder and then a 14-yarder. And now Joey Halsley comes on to quarterback the final plays and hands it off here. And that would probably be the ball game as
play of the game.
Final seconds tick down, and Oklahoma, number 5 in the BCS ranking, and the Sooners only lost to Colorado. They win their 6th in a row here, and now it is 9-1, 5-1 in Big 12 play. Baylor falls to 3-8 and 0-7. The Sooners take care of business tonight in a 52-21 win.
Well, they didn't hurt themselves at all. They won by 31 points here against Baylor, who put up a pretty good fight early in this football game. And it's going to see how interesting it is to see how things shake out tonight. A couple of ball games in progress that we're looking for, and that's Oklahoma State and what they do against Kansas. And BCS voters are going to have some interesting decisions to make here as far as how they elevate teams and demote others.
Well, there is no question about that with the craziness that happens every Saturday in college football, including number 1 Ohio State falling to Illinois today. As the Sooners put the cap on a 52-21 victory here. Radford 20 of 25, 353, and 3 scores, 1 pick. Szymanski goes 25 of 42 for 280 yards at 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. And let's find out Bob Stoops' thoughts. He's with our Emily Jones.
Well, Coach, your team seemed to settle down in the second half. Responded well to the adjustments you made?
To some degree, we did. I still, it's frustrating. We're not used to giving up that, but Baylor did a nice job executing. Give them credit. There's some things obviously we could have done better. Bust a coverage here and there, and lose depth on a receiver. Didn't tackle well in the first half, but again, Baylor made some nice plays, but in the end, we worked it out and played pretty well.
Incredible night by DeMarco Murray. Just talk about his performance.
Just sensational. Gosh, a guy can make so many big plays. He's an exceptional talent. And really proud. Sam Bradford threw some amazing balls today. Some of those, the deep balls he threw could not have been better, and some of them in really tight coverage. So those 2 young freshmen, Sam and DeMarco really did an incredible job.
Coach, congratulations on the win. We appreciate your time. Bill, send it back up to you. The Sooners now 9-1.
All right, thank you, Emily. Thanks to Coach Stoops as the Sooners win at 52-21. Murray with 4 TDs, Bradford with 3 TD passes. It was another convincing win. So for Gary Reason's Emily Jones, so long from here. We'll send it off to Mike Goldberg and friends in our FSN College Football Studios.